everybody! Welcome to a slight different thing. Oh, I haven't hit the button to start YouTube. Hang on.
Oh no, not the YouTube.
Oh, the specified scene doesn't exist. Oh, I didn't set that up.
This is going fine.
Oh, no, this is
Everything's
fine.
fine. There are no technical difficulties at all.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Cool.
no exploded sound discs, nothing like that.
It's fine. We won't be live on YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube later.
Hi later, YouTube.
Is the sound crackling for the stream, or is that just in my ears? I don't know.
I can hear a minor crunchiness.
There's a little crackling on your voice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Your mic is a crunchy mic, but it's not like bad.
No, it's doing all of my audio.
Oh, fine.
That wasn't like that a second ago.
Oh, everyone.
Why are you doing that?
Apparently.
Oh.
Good. Well, hang on. We're gonna do some.
Oh, apparently it's my
Technical
fault.
difficulties.
Oh, weird.
Everything's sorry. My sound desk exploded. So, A, I'm on this wireless mic, and B, I had to rewire where all the sound is going. But if there's crunching,
Everything is fine.
it's has it stopped?
Maybe.
Is it stopped?
Say more words.
Everybody speak. No crackling on me. Well, I'm just perfect.
We.
No, seems fine.
Please, everyone talk. We're talking.
Hello?
We.
Am I a naughty bad crackle?
No, it's
Seems good. All right.
okay. I didn't change anything. That's a little worrying.
Hey.
I don't like when it...
Sam crediting himself for
Not being here.
No, it's not Sam.
being the cause for not being here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, blame Sam when in doubt. Blame Sam.
yeah. Okay. Welcome everybody to a slightly different D&D, where I'm not in charge. So
Thank God.
it's
Sorry, Dave. We love you, really. It's
we
fine.
have the
Now we
fabulous
get our revenge.
the fabulous Trelawney is our dungeon master for this
Yeah.
new session, and then you have myself, Lucy, Andy, Bloomers as players,
Yeah.
and it was going to be so simple. I was going to have less that I had to do because
And yes.
because I wasn't in charge, and then no, it just still everything broke.
Well, that was the weather's fault, really, wasn't it? Didn't you have a power cut?
There was a power cut and my desk failed after that, and then I fixed it, and then I went to get dinner, and when I came back, it was gone again. So
Oh dear.
Technology
Did
just
you
hates
fail to also bring it dinner, so it's now on strike?
well,
Maybe.
possibly,
True.
but
AI's going too far.
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So everything should work.
Just don't touch anything.
Yes,
it's
just
fine.
leave everything as it is.
Let me know if any sound things need changing. Otherwise, everything's good.
Sweet.
As always, no shouting out of things during the stream. Bloomers, thank you for the 13 months. 14 months.
Hey.
I don't. It says 14 months, 13 minutes ago. Nice.
Oh, yes, numbers.
And Emilus Cog, thanks for the follow. So, unless there's anything else, I will hand over to the fabulous.
Ooh. We mentioned content warning. Do we need to do that, or do we plan on needing to have
Yeah, it's
in
probably a
for-
good idea.
Yes.
I'm going to be doing a bit of a content warning in my intro
Cool.
as well.
Okay.
Good.
We can put
So-
it in there then.
Yes, it's a very different sort of campaign. But you will see.
May contain
Welsh people.
Yes.
Content warning mushrooms. Oh, Buddha.
True. Buddha. You don't know the half of it, Boo.
You don't know.
Oh.
So yeah,
Amazing.
I guess take it away, Trelawney.
Ta-da.
All right. So, hello everyone, and for tonight, I am your dungeon master. So, few things that we should probably get out of the way first. So, as Dave said, this is a very different campaign from what we were running normally. This is an eldritch horror, sort of grimdark fantasy campaign, where basically the world is largely just devoid of hope. Things go wrong frequently. I think I might actually read the excerpt from the Session 0 document that I gave to all my players, just to give like a sort of overview of set the tone of the sort of thing to expect. This is a dark world where hope for a better tomorrow sits squarely in the realm of faith, rather than clear, actionable change. There is a lot wrong with this world, and things have only gotten worse since the disaster in Kaerlon 9 years ago. People have lost everything they held dear, sometimes more, and there is a palpable sense of frustration and nihilism around the lack of progress since the disaster. There are plenty of ne'er-do-wells in this world, as doing the right thing has a tendency to cost more than most people can afford, though there are still people nurturing the light within their hearts. This will be a story about you and your compatriots seemingly facing insurmountable odds in a cruel world of fading hope. Will you risk it all to become a beacon of hope, to show that something can be done to save this world? Will you burn out like others before you and follow this world into oblivion? Or perhaps you'll do something else entirely. Only time will tell. And so that is the general sort of theme we're going for. It's going to be very dark. There's going to be a good deal of body horror, psychological horror, and then other things such as like there may be a touch of cannibalism here and there, Frankenstein-esque like mad scientist things of like weird vials and stuff, and like reanimating like flesh golems made of different people, and it's like it's going to be a bit of a wild ride. There's also some mutation mechanics as well that I'm going to be using, and there's a few things from other source books that I've implemented into this campaign as well. So basically, with the sessions, we've had a really thorough Session 0, and we've got a few safety things here and there for people, because whilst I do want to create an absolutely horrific experience for everyone here today, I want it to be within safe boundaries. And so,
What do you say?
the goal is to
Terrified,
be-
not traumatized.
Correct.
Thing?
Yes. You want, exactly. You want to be a little bit disturbed and a little bit uncomfortable and uneasy. All good. But I don't want anyone having actual issues. And if you do, as always, we have a pre-agreed upon safety tools. So please use them if you feel something is awry. And so, with that, I think we should just get on with it, shall we?
Yeah.
I love how you've spelled horror with 3 R's.
Yes.
Horror.
Oh god.
I mean, this is horror
Yeah.
that has 3 R's. You mean 4 R's?
Yes, true. It's like
I was also trying to type that, as is usual, I'd written the same thing as Andy, just in a more flowery way. So that's
Nice.
why it took longer, and I've deleted it.
fair.
Amazing. Right. So, for the introduction. The city of Kaerlon is no more. 9 years ago, the Quake tore a 1.5-kilometer abyss through the western half of the Meridian capital, leaving the city in ruins. In the time since, eldritch monstrosities have crawled out from the abyss, claiming the city for their own. With them, they brought a strange black-green fungus that holds strange and as of yet largely unknown properties. These Quake caps, as they've come to be known, frequently emit large puffs of dangerous spores that have accumulated over time into vast smog that envelops the entire city. In some areas, the smog is mostly harmless. In other areas, however, it accumulates into a dense smog that becomes far more deadly. Exposure to dense smog, as well as extended exposure to standard smog, will cause a person to develop spore sickness, particularly aggressive magical disease with no current cure. The dangers within Kaerlon are largely unknown. There are rumours from those few who return from expeditions into the ruins, and there are some samples of monsters and Quake caps that have started to be analysed by the Starlight Academy. and there are 9-year-old reports from the initial survivors, and the whereabouts and status of the current royal family is unknown. With the city in ruins, many factions are vying for control to exert their agenda over the rubble, organizing expeditions into the ruins. During those 9 years, the aftermath of the Quake, the city has festered, and only around 1 in 5 expeditions are successful. Thanks to a few successful expeditions, the Academy has been diligently analyzing many samples of Quake caps and monsters from the ruins, and believes they are close to developing a treatment for the spore sickness. The party are to meet in Bridgewell Village, to the northeast and upriver of Kaerlon, and liaison with a representative of the Starlight Academy to investigate some rumors of strange happenings within the outskirts of the city. And I think that is where we shall begin. So, Bloomers, Dave, you are traveling with a strange, very odd man, a half-elf, and he seems very well-to-do, and you've heard of him before. His name is Aldred Aramil, and he is widely renowned throughout the Academy, big up-and-comer, as he's got his gold braces already, which means that, so the Academy use the braces as a means of identifying one's rank within the Academy, and they have gems on them that signify signify the level of spell slot they have access to. And you see that Aldred has 6 gems on his braces, 3 on each. He is notably renowned for being able to cast spells seemingly without vocal or somatic components needed. And so, yeah, he has gathered you both together for this contract, and you find yourselves traveling to the Clattered Koi, an inn within Bridgewell Village that is designated to be your meeting point for the contract. So let me just, in table plop, if we have a look, let me just show you the map. So this is Bridgewell Village that you can see here, with a small kind of key as to what where things are. It's only a small village. There's not very many things, and the Clattered Koi is in the corner of one of the markets. And pardon me, Dave, if you just pan over to the right, you should be able to see a new map has appeared.
Oh,
hello.
Shiny map.
So this is the interior of the Clattered Koi.
Very pretty.
As you've walked in, you can feel the kind of dust in the beams. It's like a proper tavern. It's a bit creaky because this village is sort of, old, but the business has improved since, because it's a very convenient stop-off place for adventurers and stuff who are about to enter the ruins. And so way more people pass through here than they would have done in Kaerlon's heyday. So, you enter the Clattered Koi. Let me move.
We were sitting down, now not.
I love Loomis's thing.
And there are a few people sat around on tables, and you see an old bartender. The old bartender sitting at the bar. Would you like to introduce your characters and sort of who they are, what they look like, maybe like class information, stuff like that? You can choose to withhold anything you want to withhold or whatever. Just give yourselves an introduction just to describe what these people in the tavern see.
Dave can go first.
sure. Stepping into the tavern, a human figure with pale skin and dark hair, shaven up to the sides and slick back on top, dressed in simple academy robes with the most basic braces, not quite as fancy as Aldred's, but with the kind of flowing robes and cloak. the only thing that really makes him stand out is the overly large greatsword strapped to his back. But otherwise, a simple human with a kind of neutral, if maybe a little stern expression on his face. This is Exclatius Nevermore, known to most people as Clay, or rather, not known to most people.
Nice.
Amazing. And so flanking Aldred on... So that's Clay, flanking Aldred to his left. And then to his right, we have...
Hello, I am Reeve. I am a construct. I will give you kind of a pinboard description of what I look like, because it's quite difficult to get Hero Forge to do what I wanted. So, imagine, if you will, a Mario Womp. They're the ones that are like a rectangular brick with arms and legs and a face, crossed with a classy cigarette case from the 1930s to 1950s. You know, think of the ones that James Bond would offer someone. Crossed with General Grievous, most notably his limbs, a Swiss Army knife, but also a hexpod bot, because I have 6 limbs total, but can have them in different configurations. So I have a biped mode, but also a 6-legged hex mode.
So you currently vertical
I'm
up
currently...
legs, and then
Yes,
trying
I'm
to get the
currently
image.
upward.
This is great.
With, yeah, so usually when upright, 4 of my limbs are, and this is where the General Grievous thing comes in, that like each side has the ability to have 3 limbs on it. But when in like biped mode, 2 of them are arms, and then 4 of them, 2 on each side, are like clamped together as legs. And my face is close to what my token is, which I think is quite small, but it's a kind of weathered copper or brass dome protruding out the front of an otherwise flat shape, with 2... Think of like an antique microscope and how the top of that might look. But
yes,
looking out.
Definitely familiar with antique microscope.
Dave has a collection of antique microscopes.
Poor monsters doesn't.
But you know, it's got like a roundy bit and then a glass eye-y looking bit. And when I'm looking forward, my eyes are in the front of my head. But then you'll see there's a little track above them, and then another circle, but there's nothing in them. There is nothing in the center, and at the bottom there is a small opening that you might call a mouth. It glows slightly, in an eerie manner. When I am in hex mode, the entirety of the dome flips within my body. So the top now has the dome on, and my eyes will move slightly further back in the channel so that they can then see across the top of my body as I skitter along.
Okay.
I love it.
Outstanding. And so, being flanked by these 2...
Oh, I wear
absolutely
braces too. I have
Yes.
braces.
So,
They are bronze.
absolutely.
They do not have any gems on them.
No, they don't. Most notably, odd for academy braces. But yes, so you all enter the tavern together, and Aldred sort of looks over to the barkeep and wordlessly nods his head, which seems to freak out the barkeep a little bit. He kind of jumps. He goes, "Oh, Aldred, you always freak me out when you do that." And basically, what's happened is Aldred has communicated telepathically to the barkeep. And anyway, the usual table is already sorted for you in the back corner. He said, "Another contract, I assume." And Aldred speaks aloud this time and says, "Indeed. Pleasure to see you as always, Cresfold." And then just doesn't say much else other than that, and just walks up towards the back table. Yes, so I assume you care to join him?
Yes.
Okay.
I walk over to the table, but before I sit down, Would you like any refreshments, sir? I will see what I can find. Perhaps even a can of oil for the rust bucket.
I am not
yes.
rusty. I am perfectly well serviced.
Yes. Thank you, dear initiate. That would be rather kind. If you wouldn't mind asking Cresvold for a jug of wine, that would be marvelous. Thank you.
Of course.
And he
Good.
sends you off to
Bow
Cresvold.
deeply, like at the waist, almost just kind
Yes.
of buckle in half. The sword kind of on my back kind of just swings over, almost smacks the table.
I'm stuck. I can't get up.
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
walk over to the bar. Barkeep, a jug of wine, any simple refreshments, food-wise, you have. And I don't know what the other thing eats. Maybe just leave it.
Yeah. This. Of course. And Aldred he's a fan of his wine. I'll go get some from the cellar. I should have known. And he disappears for a bit. You you hear like a clattering and clanging from the cellar, and he comes back, and he plunks it on the counter. He says, Academy drinks free here, always. So, he hands you the drinks.
Bow again, not quite as deep as to the Academy member, and gather up what he has and take it over to the table.
Yeah, nice. So, you're all sat with some
I
refreshments.
think I'm just stood awkwardly because I don't think I can sit.
Okay. Look, Aldred will look at you and say, take a seat, please. And
Okay,
gesture
I
to
guess
his left.
maybe I could do like a weird four-legged squat over the stool.
Sure.
You just got to lower
Okay, I'll
down
do
to
that.
table level
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
you're not towering above.
Yeah.
How big of
Where do I
a
go? Either side?
Wherever you want. Yeah, that's it. That'll do.
I'm medium-sized, but I'm not very big. I think I'm about 4 foot, 4.5 foot or something.
What, when you're on biped mode?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, Aldred just kind of leans back, pours himself some wine, and just sat there. He says, we might as well rest up for a moment. I suspect we may be here for a while. And he just swirls his wine. And with that, we are going to cut to a cart that is rumbling southwest down the Syndicate Road towards Bridgewell Village. Within the cart are 2 people who may not be particularly happy to be in one another's vicinity. One particular. So you're sort of sat rumbling as this cart rumbles along the road, kicking up stones as it goes, and as you've kind of been trying to sleep to kind of pass some time, along the journey to get to Bridgewell Village, because people, aside from adventurers, people don't really come out this way anymore, so the roads aren't very well maintained anymore and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a long ways away. And as you sort of feel yourself groggily coming to, you hear the cart driver turn behind and look into you, look into the cart behind him, and says, "Hey, you're finally awake."
Hey, very good.
amazing.
Very good. Oh.
And this won't be long now. You can see Bridgewell Village is coming up in maybe a few minutes. And as you kind of come to your senses and you look around, you see that the forest that you were in, this kind of huge pine forest, has disappeared. And you're now in these kind of open sort of valley plains. And in the distance, you can see the walls of the ruined city, and you can see the black-green swirling sort of hazy smog that sort of sits atop of the city, rising far above the city walls. The only 2 things you can see above the fog are what you presume to be the clock tower and the Starlight Spire, which would have been the Starlight Academy's mage tower within the city, basically. You can see the castle up on the sort of the mountainside of Mount Gilead, sort of looming over the rest of the city. But that's far off in the distance. For now, you can see that Bridgewell Village is slowly approaching, and with that, would you two like to describe what the cart driver sees in the back of his cart?
Andy?
Okay. So I am a female elf, very pale, like almost bluish white skin, long white hair, dressed in the sort of simple robes of the Circle of Luna. I've got kind of a dreamy expression on my face, sort of almost oblivious to the person next to me, not paying a whole lot of attention at all. And my name is Sideria. I go by Sid. And yeah.
Amazing. So sat across the cart, seemingly more perturbed than Sid, about sharing a space with one of a different faith. We have...
Yeah, sitting as far into the corner as she can possibly manage. with the expression on her face that only a bird can get when wakened from a slumber that they didn't want to be wakened from. Feathers still slightly kind of fluffed. Sits Reki. Reki is an Aarakocra and has the colouring of a golden eagle, so think like chestnut brown, fading into black at around the beak, and then with a sort of greyish black beak. She is wearing the robes of the Church of Sol. As much of her body as possible is covered by these robes, and she is interesting for an Aarakocra in that she does not have wings. She is clutching her staff, her quarterstaff, quite firmly to her chest, does not look happy, and is determined not to say a word.
Amazing. So you trundle along, and the cart master, the driver, kind of says to himself, he's like, quiet bunch, and just kind of sensing the tension and just deciding to ignore it, and continues. You continue to trundle along. So now, along sort of this, as far as you come now, there's alongside, you're starting to follow the Dobron River, which is a huge river that runs all the way from the far northeast, all the way down to the town of Innsmouth. In the southwest. Don't read into the name. In an Eldritch Horror campaign, don't think about it.
People.
No, be fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And so the Dobron runs all the way through. It runs right through Kaerlon as well. And basically, you'll be following this river until you get to Bridgewell Village, which we can which you can get to about now, actually. So maybe... Since the initial conversation with the driver, it's been about maybe 10, 15 minutes, and you arrive in Bridgewell. So Bridgewell is a small-ish village with many bridges, hence the name, and a few wells.
Perfect then. Very imaginative name, whoever named this place. Great.
Yes, exactly, 100%. Thank you,
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
love it.
In Bridgewell, there's not really much to see, aside from the tavern and the sort of market square, and as well as the notable Barleycorn Farm. And it's kind of got they do a lot of arables, but they're also a dinosaur rearing farm. You heard correctly. There are dinosaurs in this setting that are native and just didn't go extinct. And so people breed them and rear them for all sorts of purposes.
Da 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 da.
Have they ever been herds?
Nice.
Amazing. But
How
yeah.
big are egg boxes in this universe then?
How big are?
Egg boxes. Like
Depends.
by a dozen dino eggs. Yeah.
Wow, yes.
Depends. Yeah.
Massive.
It's more like, yeah, if you know how ostrich eggs are kind of like, and like, you know, it's if you're gonna get one, you're probably only gonna get one because it'll
Yeah.
feed like
An
everyone.
entire
Big
family.
omelette.
Yeah, exactly. You only need one ankylosaurus egg or something to like feed a court,
Right.
so you're probably fine. But yeah. So you arrive in the marketplace of Bridgewell Village. So a new map is going to
Ooh.
arrive. Da-da-da-da.
More maps.
It's to the north of the village map, if anyone is struggling
Ooh,
to find
lovely.
it.
Where?
Horses.
Oh, where is Andy's
Shadow.
character?
No.
Where has that disappeared? I will get you another one.
Oh, you lost the token for Sid.
I've lost.
Go away.
There we
Oh, there you
go.
are.
I think I'm on the.
Oh,
Yes. And so there are a few people. Don't mind me. There are a few people.
these people look awfully similar to each other.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
They're all just Gale from Baldur's Gate.
They literally all just have the name generic NPC.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. So this building to the south, so you can see where you've stopped by this well. Carriage driver
Well.
basically lets you off, and is probably going to be returning back to Highkeep, which is another Meridian, kind of smaller city in the Kingdom of Meridia, but is just further to the northeast. It's maybe like a week's cart travel from here, basically. So he's going to be heading back. Good luck. I hope you're not staying in that accursed city for too long. And he turns around and goes. Oh, and before he goes, he shouts back. He says, "Oh, I've heard. Stay away from Bloodstone Market if you go into the city. Just word of warning. I've heard a lot of bad things from survivors who'd come out that way. Just be mindful." And off he goes. Wee. So yeah, so you Reki and Sid are stood in front of the Clattered Koi, which is kind of like it looks kind of Tudorian in construction almost. So, but like it's kind of half medieval, half Tudorian. So you've got like a stone sort of foundation that sticks up maybe like a couple of feet above the ground, and then it's kind of wood, and then it's sort of like the Tudorian. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And daub.
and it's got and it's got a sign on the front that's kind of like a mug of ale with a koi fish that's curved around the outside of it, that's like blushing and has bubbles coming out of it.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that.
So that's like
Very nice.
So yeah, so you are stood in front of the Clattered Koi. What would you like to do? Would you like to speak to one another at all?
No.
Or would you?
I am stony silent. I'm not saying anything. I cock my head on one side as I look at the fish. And then I just shrug and walk in.
Are you following?
I am almost immediately distracted by these flowers in this flower box over here, but then I see you go walking through the door, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I kind of
Oh, this is
scurry
great.
after you.
This is great.
Nice, amazing. So you two, we enter the Clattered Koi, and as you do, old Creswell looks at you and goes, kind of cocks his head for a moment, and then just starts laughing. That must have been a fun cart ride.
Reki's feathers bristle.
Not often you see one of the Circle of Luna and the Chapel of Sol together. That's a first, I must say. And as he's cleaning a sort of tankard.
At the mention of Sol,
Oh.
Again, bearing in mind my face is on one side of me, I can't look side to side. I will do a little scuttle sideways to look, and as much as a expressionless thing can look disgusted, I will look mildly disgusted.
Amazing.
My hand goes towards the hilt of my blade. Sir, strange types. It could be trouble.
You are such a suck up. I hate you
Yeah.
already. But also, I love it. It's great.
Aldred sits there swirling his wine and says, stand down, initiates, not to bother. There with us. And he takes a swig from his glass and puts it back down. And he kind of looks over to both of you and puts a hand up. And you sort of feel, but rather than hear, you sort of feel ringing within your minds. You hear him sort of say, over here, towards the back.
Rick tries to shake it out.
Like water in your ears stuck after
Yeah.
a visit to the swimming pool.
Yeah, very much so.
Amazing.
And then
I'm startled, and then I kind of, okay, and then I kind of trot over.
I draw myself up a little bit and walk over, my staff going gunk, gunk on the floor.
Nice.
I
yeah.
watch as you come across, but
Bring you over. Bonk. So, he says, welcome, both. So, you are here. So, basically, as you sit down, the first thing you notice about Aldred is that he is a half-elf. And which is unusual. Elves are kind of rare in this. So, Sid is an elf of some description. Which is kind of unusual, because elves exist in diaspora in this world. They're very few and far between, because the elves are not native to the material plane in this setting. So elves came here from another place, and basically different elves have a better time remembering why they left and where they came from than others. So it depends on the elf, basically, how much they know about their background and where they came from. Seeing a half elf is kind of more common, because half elves are sort of obviously, as elves integrated into society, you got a lot more half elves than sort of standard elves. So so Aldred he's got dark brown hair, but he's all and kind of these like silvery irises, but also he's got two streaks of blonde hair, kind of pointing to maybe some high elf heritage. And he's got some and his regular hair is sort of brownish, clean shaven, very sort of angular, typically elven features. But he's kind of got like the more heavy set brow of like a human, if that makes sense. So he's got that kind of like elven jaw and very delicate sort of features from the kind of cheeks down. But then from his sort of eye, he's very broad and human-like. And so you sit down, and he says, "Well, this this looks like it's going to be interesting." And he looks at Reki and says, "I didn't expect one of the Order of Sol to join to take up the contract. I'm pleasantly surprised. Your abilities will be much needed, I'm sure." I see. And so one of the Circle of Luna. I'm always happy to entreat with the Circle. They're the more reasonable of the faiths, shall we say? Yes.
Up a little bit taller.
The Academy has, of course, has a better history with the Circle of Luna than with the Chapel of Sol, and so they will treat people from the Circle of Luna a bit warmer. Yes, and so you are all here about the contract. Beside me, so he says to Sid and Reki, these two are initiate field mages within the Academy, and this will be their proving test to see if they are worthy to become field mages, or if we shall send them back to continue their studies locked away in an office. These two will be accompanying you on your contract. into the city. So, would you like to introduce yourselves to one another?
I am Clay. Just stares straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Love it.
I am Reeve.
I'm gonna
Hi,
vote
I'm Sid.
everybody else.
I am sure this is going to be a really exciting trip, and I'm really excited to get to know all of you.
I love Sid already. I just say, Reki.
All right, I can see this is going to be. The teamwork is going to need a little bit of work, but hopefully, with time, you'll settle into one another.
Academy
So-
business is serious work. You should do well to try and keep up.
Fighting
Indeed.
talk.
Indeed.
Just Aldra's, oh yeah.
Yeah, Aldra's just like, maybe we should vet like who accepts contracts.
Yeah,
better. He's like, maybe we should, you know. He says, right, with all the pleasantries out of the way,
Poor guy.
let's continue. So, your mission. The last 3 expeditions on their way through the Syndicate Gate, which is basically it's the only gate, it's the only of the 6 gates in the city that isn't either within some dense spore smog or controlled by monsters of some kind. So, the Syndicate Gate is still controlled by the Shadow Syndicate, which is it's a criminal underworld faction that existed even back in Kaerlon's heyday, and they seem to have survived somehow, and there are rumors that they've been rallying behind a mysterious figure known as the Queen of Hearts, and yeah, thank you. And they are the ones that control the gate, and so he explains that yes, well, through the Syndicate Gate. It's controlled by the Syndicate currently. It's the only gate. It's the only way in and out of the city. And it's the only safe way, although a bit expensive, as I'm sure you can imagine, because they charge an arm and a leg to go through.
Literally.
But, well, not yet. But you never
have
know.
them to spare.
True.
I require all of my limbs per standard operating practice.
You never know if the spore sickness gets a hold of them. You don't know what exactly they'll start charging and what they'll do. So, yes, there's been a few. The last 3 expeditions we sent through to the Syndicate Gate failed to check in before arriving. So, basically, we need you to go and find out what happened to them. We won't be needing to enter the city just yet. We'll be sending you down to the Grimtide Downs, which are sort of like an old settlement that's like outside of the walls, but still quite well built up. If that makes sense. And I'll be giving you one of these, and he puts on the table a So it's a little stone. It's a little stone tablet. It's about this big. And he said, "This is one of our Academy Smart Stones."
Oh my god.
And what it does is it's basically a sending stone, but better. So it's like a sending stone, and it has a set of sigils engraved on the back of it, and you can send 2 messages as per the sending spell. You can send 2 messages per day as per the sending spell, and it will appear either in text form on the stone, or it will emit a low hum. Yes, and which you put it to your ear,
Incredible.
tap the sigil, and you can speak
Incredible.
to it. Yes, and so he puts this on the table for any one of you to take.
Clay
I'm
immediately reaches for it.
I also reach for it to give to Clay.
My arms are folded.
Just kind of immediately tuck it away within the robe.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So you have a smart stone now. And he says, and he basically inputs his sigil. He's already input. So I've put my sigils into the smart stone already. Yeah. And so it's so you should be able to contact me and check in when you need to. So basically, let's start with explaining what exactly happened. So basically, we sent them to the gate. They didn't check in, and after some scrying, we've found their smart stone, kind of hanging in an alley somewhere, way far away to the south of where they ought to have been. They've gone far off the Syndicate Road, and they're kind of more near the riverbank. I'll show you exactly what. And he kind of, in his hand, he produces a minor illusion of your map, basically, with a ping, like a point on the map where the smart stone seems to have been last. When they tried to scry remotely, that's where it started showing up.
You suspect foul play?
Potentially, yes. You never know in Kaerlon. It could be as simple as they breathed in too many spores on their last expedition and it's only just starting to appear. But this appears to be some sort of... I can't explain it. I have a bad feeling about it. I don't know this, but around the riverbank there are lots of grates and sewer entries. And we suspect that there may have been a recent flush of Quake caps in the sewers. And if that's the case, gods know what may have mutated and what may have taken them for whatever purpose. So your objectives will be to investigate the area, determine the fate of the missing adventurers, dispatch the threats if possible. If not, don't worry about it, because the threats around Kaerlon can be quite formidable. And so if you usually outside of the city is safer, but you never know. Especially if they're in the sewers and they found a way through and things are starting to get out. That's a whole other thing. It's more important that you get the information and come back, basically, if it comes to it. So we need to go there, investigate the area, find out what happened to them, dispatch any threats if possible, and as well, if there are any Quake caps, we would like you to pick them and bring them back so we can analyze them as samples. Of course, the general procedure when harvesting Quake caps as Academy members, Reeve and Clay would know this, but the other two may not. So he'll just say it here, is that don't touch them directly. Use some kind of material like a leather glove or something to handle them, just to break the... Don't handle it directly with your skin. It's a bad idea. It increases the odds of you catching spore sickness. So just be mindful, just be careful, but we'd like you to bring some back.
I was going to say, out of character, I presume
that
my skin is also the same as other skin, given it's a magical disease.
Yes. So basically, spore sickness appears to affect constructs as well. So it's not just a biological thing. It will corrupt constructs feeding on their arcane energy, and it will kind of infect and warp the plating and the sort of the inner sinews and structural parts of constructs as well. So yes, so just don't handle it directly, basically. If you keep it in some kind in a thick leather, or in higher quantities, you might need some lead. But for the time being, a thick leather pouch will do. And he'll actually provide one. He'll take one of his.
I was going to say, are we getting one of those?
Yeah.
I've gotten out a notebook and I'm taking copious notes.
Yeah, for sure.
Can when he gets the pouch, can Reki snatch it up before anybody else?
Cool.
Sure.
I mean, Clay also goes for it.
Oh yeah.
I also want
Do you
it.
want to
Give us a contested sleight of hand check.
Is that
hand? Okay.
Oh, hang
I'm
on.
not Magpie anymore. I'm very sad now.
Yeah.
Hang on. Sleight of hand.
16?
Not bad. Hang on.
Everyone grabbing for the pouch, give me a sleight of hand check.
18.
I'm too busy taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19.
Oh, nice. So Reki basically, before the pouch even really contacts the table, with lightning fast reflexes, just kind of snatches it up with the talons and just kind of like attaches it to
Pockets
the bag.
it and then just gives everyone a stare.
You hear like
sort
the
of belatedly look up from my notebook to see what's happened. It's like, oh,
I love Sin so much.
So yeah, and right, and so he sits
mechanical
back
squint.
and he says, right, and now for the most important matter, I'm sure, your pay. So base pay for this contract, as you may have seen, is 70 GP per head, per person, and you will get paid for any extra Quake caps you bring back, based on this size. So that will be determined once we have them back here. But for the buttoning sort of smallish ones that are maybe like this big, you're looking at maybe 10 GP for the smaller ones. So yeah, so you'll basically just bring them back to me, and I will hand out your additional reward if you find more. So you'll get extra
Serving the
pay per
academy is
sample.
payment enough.
Oh!
Your dedication is admirable, Clay. Any questions?
Was the number of the party also 4?
It was. Yes, 4 people is standard for a party. It's not necessarily a rule, but typically, like 4 people is generally 3 to 5 is pretty common. That's a good range normally, that you normally see for parties that go in and stuff like that. So, yes. He says, right, if that's all, Aldred stands up and says, oh yes, of course, you have your usual academy stipend. So you basically, the academy will, as always, be providing you with a few extra resources for going on any adventures. You're a new party, so of course you'll be getting the minimal stipend. But you may want to go outside and see old Thaddeus. He's the guy you should see to about that. I have a writ here, and he hands to Clay a rolled up piece of paper that is basically like, you unfurl it, and basically all it says is it's like a signed piece of paper to give to Thaddeus to say that like these are the extra equipment that you'll be given for free. And the equipment is 2 like standard health potions each, as well as one scroll of Alter Self. So yeah, so he hands that to Clay. Says, right, good luck, all of you. I hope your teamwork improves over the course of the mission. I'm sure it will. Well, it must, or you may not come back. So, best of luck.
I'm sure
to
we'll all
of you.
be great friends.
I'm sure. I hope so too.
We will do our best. We will determine their fate and recover the academy property. You can count on me.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
I love
Marvelous, Clay. And
I will retrieve as instructed.
good. Marvelous. You are, yes, an interesting, very useful bot indeed. Right. Take care. Best of luck. And Aldred gets up, basically whatever's left in the jug of wine, he just downs.
Wow.
Puts it back, prestidigitates his face from any drips of wine that may have
Oh,
come
nice.
in. And then leaves the clattered koi.
Clay kind of stands up quickly, knocking the chair behind him, and just bows again. Right angle at the waist.
Oh boy.
Amazing. So he leaves you 4 in the tavern by yourselves. So, anyone like to do anything? Anyone like to sort themselves off? So basically, you will have a chance to. Thaddeus does have other supplies, and so this is your opportunity now before the mission to prepare. So if you have any starting gold that you'd like to spend on extra equipment, you may do so.
Oh, I didn't even
basically.
do any starting gold. That's from like background, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, just bang in like, I don't know, like 15 or 20 GP or something.
17.
Do we?
Sure.
do we have like maps of the area or the city or anything like that?
You do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So within the contract there would have also have been like maps included. So you would have one map of Bridgewell. You would also have a map of Kaerlon, which it should be on stream. Yeah. Nice. And
We have one of those each, or is that a shared item?
that's a shared item.
So I have cartographer's tools. So what I'd like to do is I will have already been mapping my route, and will just like to add as much as I can from these maps, so I have my own map.
Yeah. Amazing.
Just
Where's Bridgewell on here? Is it in the? Is it on the thing
Bridgewell
or
should be.
no?
No, it's not on the map of Kaerlon. Bridgewell is further to the northeast.
Right. And we're heading to the Syndicate
Grimtide
Gate
Downs.
C. There.
Yeah, you're heading to the Grimtide Downs, yes, which is just in front of the Syndicate Gate, not actually at the gate itself, but just outside of it.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're going to be looking to the south of the pin somewhere, so closer to the riverbank. That's roughly where you're going to be.
Okay.
Where you're going to be looking. Yes, right. So, what would you like to do? You still need to go see Thaddeus outside for your extra gear.
Again, point of order. Query. I don't know. Sorry, brain.
He's fine.
Who has the map then? Has Clay got the map as well? Or-
Good question. It's up to you guys, I guess. It would have been all laid on the table.
If there was any
basically.
opportunity to take the map, I would have taken the map.
Okay.
Well, can I slam my arm down on the map whilst I'm trying to copy the map? So you can't take it until I finish copying it,
Sure.
please.
Sure, if you'd like to. Do you want to give me another contested sleight of hand?
Absolutely. This
Sure.
party is starting out so well. Clay and I are going to be bestest friends.
The teamwork is astounding.
12.
That's... Hang on, what's my sleight of hand again? There's a 19 on the dice, so I think I'm probably fine.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah, you're probably... Yeah. So Reki does manage to kind of ever so slightly tug it out of your reach and sort of like pin it down with paperweights and starts frantically copying.
I'm really fast.
I
Shorthand map drawing.
As soon as I don't get the map, I stand up. I will retrieve our gear from Thaddeus.
I will accompany
Start
you.
walking out. That is not necessary.
I will remain with this map in case the bird does anything.
The bird.
The bird.
Ooh. Yeah, Reki again, like feathers go. Not happy at that.
Yeah, I'll squat back down. I'm going to put both my hands on the side of the map I can reach and just watch.
Oh. I finished scrolling my version of the map. I roll my little thing up, put it back in my pocket, and just leave the map on the table, hands off.
Then I'll go.
Nice.
I was sort of watching over your shoulder as you were drawing, and I was like, that's really good drawing. Where did you learn to do that?
I learnt.
Cool.
Sorry, Sid. I want to be best friends with Sid, but I can't. You're the wrong faith. How dare you?
I will again. I can't cock my head, but I look at you as if I could, and comment that your speech patterns are more short than mine. This is unusual.
I shrug.
Amazing. So, would you all care to go and join Clay to get your gear
Yes.
from Thaddeus?
Now I have the map. I'm gonna zip up and I'll go back to Biped and I will find Clay to give him the map.
I am striding quite quickly outside.
Yeah.
Do I see Thaddeus as soon as I exit?
You do. So you exit the. Let's get your token. So if everyone wants to move their tokens to over here.
Oh.
So
Top.
as you exit the Clattered Koi, you see over to your left. So the merchant, you kind of saw this merchant before Reki and Sid when you were arriving, but there is a notable new addition. So there was just a cart with kind of someone like fumbling around in it when you first arrived at the Clattered Koi. But now from behind the cart, you have noticed the cart animal that was pulling it. There is a considerably large Triceratops.
Yes!
Uh,
Best dinosaur.
Sort of chilling around by the cart. And you still don't quite see the merchant, but you can see like a figure like kind of dashing like to and from within. Sort of like he's checking his stock and just kind of like absent-mindedly muttering to himself as he's going. He hasn't noticed you at all.
I'd stride straight over, pretty much ignoring the Triceratops. And just kind of pull out the scroll, hold it towards whatever the opening or whatever, wherever they are, and
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at the
When
wrong
I
card.
catch up to you, I'm just gonna tap you with one hand and hold out the scroll of the map.
Oh, the map. Yeah.
The map.
Amazing.
Other hand, I take the map and put it away. We require
Amazing.
supplies.
Thaddeus
Sid
kind of
loses
with a
all interest. Sid loses all interest in the other people and goes over and starts looking at the dinosaur and like making little sketches in her notebook.
Aw.
amazing. Thaddeus kind of with a start, you seem to have surprised him, and he kind of sort of bumps his head on something. He's and he kind of comes around and puts a top hat on his head, and this is when you notice the glorious man for the first time that is Thaddeus Wheelwright.
Okay. I
So
love the name.
So, Thaddeus Wheelwright, you notice as he puts his top hat back on his head, he has Academy braces that are made of platinum and
Ooh.
have 8 emeralds
Oh.
along the braces.
As soon as he turns and did this,
You're gonna bow,
I
aren't you?
just bow, like even louder than before. Still holding out the scroll, but just bowing.
Amazing.
Oh.
So, platinum braces within the Starlight Academy indicate someone is the rank of Magus, which means that so the ranks are Initiate, Apprentice, Adept, Magus, Master, Archmage, and so he's a pretty high-ranking member of the Starlight Academy.
What was his name again?
Thaddeus Wheelwright.
Beautiful name.
And he puts his top hat up on his head and sees you, and immediately bows and takes it off again, revealing kind of like revealing like a small bump, kind of like like a lump forming on the top of his head.
Oh.
And he goes, "Dear friends, enchanted." And he bows and puts it back. He's like, "What can I do for you today?" And immediately clocks the scroll. Basically, he says, on Academy business, are we? Marvelous. Let's have a look, see. And he takes the scroll from you and reads it. He goes, yes, I see. One moment. And he just drops the scroll and turns around and starts rifling through his things again. From what you can see within the merchant cart, it's very disorganized. There are lots of things kind of thrown about everywhere, and there's like bits of paper and scrolls and parchment and notes and stuff just kind of scattered around.
Before post-it notes were a thing, he invented post-it
Yeah,
notes.
exactly. Yeah. And they're all just kind of scattered around. He goes, here. And he brings out a crate full of healing potions, of 8 healing potions, and goes, boom, puts them on. He goes, here you are. And he starts handing them out 2 at a time to everyone.
Nice.
As he does, you notice he's got... So Thaddeus has an amazing handlebar mustache that comes out, and he's kind of
It's a
waxed.
self-insert.
No, absolutely not. I promise. Thaddeus has kind of dark brown hair and green eyes, and he's got like a kind of a mustache, sort of, twirly mustache. And
As he hands me my bottles, I reach out and see how twangy one of his mustache ends
God.
in.
sure, yeah, you can.
I love it.
How
So
flexible is it?
as you go to do that, you feel a kind of like your finger hits something, but it just doesn't. So your finger just doesn't move any further. It's like an invisible thing has stopped you from touching this. It's like with an audible clink, you go. Tink.
Clay just
like that.
glowers.
Yeah. Curious. Retracts finger.
Thaddeus says, "Curiosity is a boon. I assure you." And he continues to ruffle around, and he goes, "Here!" And he produces a scroll that he almost launches out of the car with the force in which he presents it. He goes, "Oh," and he gets it, and then he puts it back down. And he goes, "Here you are. I think that might be everything you get for free from the Academy, by the looks of this scroll. However, I do have other wares, if you are so inclined to part with your coin at my marvelous little card here."
How many health potions did we get each? Was that, sorry, 2?
2. Yeah, you get 2 of the standard health potions, which is 2d4 plus 4, I think, or 2d4 plus 2? I don't remember.
Clay takes the scroll again, and I have all I need, and takes several steps away. Just watches the rest of everyone.
How heavy is a health potion? Is it a pound each, or?
Sounds about right. Or maybe less than that. Let me check. Where my health potion? 2d4 plus 2, and it's how much? How do they weigh? Should be here somewhere. Health potion weight.
If it's free, then it.
There's some things, there's some things that don't have weight. Maybe it might be one of those.
Yeah, it could be one of them. It's okay. Just say it's like
Stack
0.1.
Exchange says rules as written, they weigh nothing in.
Oh.
No, that's
Okay,
fine.
cool.
Never mind.
Nice.
Sweet.
As I'm standing off to the side, just kind of watching everyone else, I'm very subtly, just like underneath one side of my cloak, trying to look at this other scroll and see what it is.
Oh my god. You're the kind of person who cheats at exams.
So has he
the
not
scroll
given us a scroll of Alter Self each?
Yes. No, just one. One scroll of Alter Self.
Oh,
Yeah.
total.
I'm
Yeah.
just standing a little bit back away from everybody, just not engaging.
And that's what he's got. I want to see what it is too.
Scroll of Alter Self.
It is up to Clay.
Yeah, well, I see. Well,
Clay isn't sharing.
I probably don't. I see that you've taken it. Yeah, I'll turn around and try and like also look and see if you'll let me get close enough to be like, hello.
You need to like upgrade your eyes so you have like a telescope.
Oh, true.
Telescopic thing.
Yeah. Thaddeus takes particular interest in
Reeve.
Reeve. Yeah, in Reeve. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, curious thing. You're I know one or two of you that have woken up since the Quake, but I've never actually seen one of you. So curious." And he's kind of looking at you. He's kind of leaning out of his cart, and it looks like he might fall if he keeps going. But
I'll stand slightly closer to him so he can get a better look.
Yeah, he's kind of looking, and he's like, fascinating.
I'll do a 360 for him, so you can see that the back of me is just flat, but there's like a flat matching bronze, but the back is flat, only the front is domed.
Yeah. Curious is interesting. It must be something to do with the arcane core. I wonder. And he turns around and just starts fiddling with his notes, and he's forgotten that you are there now. Amazing. So unless you speak with him again, now he's basically just going. Yeah,
I will just reply, yes, I have an arcane core.
Yes, of course. But he's still muddling through stuff. And
do you wish to converse further?
Perhaps later. I just had an interesting thought. And then as he says this, so the Triceratops starts kind of is sniffing at you, Sid. So at Sid, the Triceratops has taken notice of you and is sort of slowly getting closer. Have you ever been to the edge of a field where there are cows in it, and you stand at the gate and the cow just sort of slowly gets closer and just kind of puts his nose out and it's like, yeah, right. That's basically what this Triceratops is doing, and it makes a kind of like a, as it kind of wants food, and it's kind of looking at you curiously.
I would like to. I sort of am startled because I've been sort of making little notes about it and sketching it, but now that it's taken notice of me, I'm like, and I kind of back up and I sort of reach out and give it a very tentative scratch on the nose.
Trixie, so the
Trixie!
the Triceratops, you hear Thaddeus go, Trixie, calm now. It's like, and he looks slightly more panicked than he did before, and he's kind of starting to get out of his cart and look, but notices that basically Trixie only wants food, and is just kind of like appreciating the nuzzles. And
His hand is on his sword again. Looking at the Triceratops.
Ooh, can I take the chance of you putting one hand on your sword to try and take the scroll off you?
Oh my
That you're
god.
half hiding in your cloak.
Yes, you are doing the rogue thing.
I want to see it. Yes!
Go with a sleight of hand check versus what's your whatever passive perception Clay has.
Not
That's gonna
much.
be the DC.
9.
That's gonna be the...
Players are very wise.
Ooh, 16 plus 3 and 19.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah.
Where
so
do you put it?
You
Do you have a
stash it in your
storage
cloak
compartment?
somewhere.
So think of the cigarette case, and you get like the the Ridge wallets or whatever, where there's like a gap in the middle on elastic.
Oh, nice.
So like,
Okay.
there is if you look closely, there is a seam that you can see on both sides of me. So when my arms go in to get stuff, I sort of like stretch open a little bit and.
Oh, that's very good. Love that.
Amazing.
So yeah. So you.
Thing is,
kind
I'm
of-
not going to hide it. I'm going to just immediately start looking at it.
Sure. So, taking the moment of opportunity that Clay is readying himself for potential danger, you use that opportunity as the arm raises to kind of come from under it, and just go, and just like sort of take it, and not even attempting to hide it, just open the scroll.
Immediately
and start
open
reading
it to read it.
Yeah. It is in fact the scroll of Alter Self. So yeah.
So do I see Reeve with the scroll now?
You do.
Okay.
What would you like to do, if anything?
If you're able to use it, perhaps you will need it.
I was curious. I can hold this if you wish me to.
Just kind of stare into the middle distance again.
In that case, I will roll it up and put it in my storage.
Alexa, play Despacito.
Amazing.
I'm sorry, I don't know that.
There we go.
If
So
you're all
Thaddeus
quite
is kind of-
done, we should make for the downs. What time of day is it,
Thaddeus
by the way?
is, it is sort of early morning-ish. So right now it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. If you so if you're going to walk to the Grimtide Downs from here, it would probably take you until about early afternoon, maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock. So if you want to go, you want to start reasonably soon. So yeah, I'd say Thaddeus is at the moment too busy tending to Trixie. He's kind of patting her, making sure she's all right, and sort of he's got some snacks in a pouch, and Trixie seems to recognize the pouch, or she can smell the snacks, and she's like kind of like nudging him, and he's like, "Oi!" He's like, he's alarmed because obviously Trixie is much larger, much stronger than he is. And so
Has there been any point where like Trixie's done a big snort of breath to like make Sid hair go poof?
That could have happened for sure. Yeah. A pleased exhale, a satisfied exhale. Yeah. And so Thaddeus is currently turns around to bid you farewell. So good luck in the ruins. Ta-ta for now. And as he says that, Trixie takes the opportunity while his attention is distracted to shove her nose in the snack bag. And he's like, "Oi, oi!" And like that is the scene that you see as you're leaving.
I would have already set off as soon as Clay said we should go, because I've looked at my map. I know where we're going. I've just started.
Nice.
I don't care about
So,
if the others.
I assume everyone else follows.
Yeah.
I follow Clay. Probably
I'm
slightly
attempting
annoying,
to
but-
at least get level with Reiki and.
Amazing.
Oh,
I'm standing there like.
So I'm pretty sure I can keep up with you or be ahead with my 40 feet of movement and mobile feet.
Yeah, that is fair. 35
Nice.
feet for me. Also,
35 as well.
I walk I walk with a little bit of. It's obvious that I'm leaning on my quarterstaff a little bit.
Okay.
As I walk. Sorry, Andy, go.
I'm standing there finishing my notes and sort of looking at things, and then I look up and see that you're all like halfway across the square and just like dash after you.
I just imagine you like trailing papers as you go. Just like, wait for me. No.
Amazing. And with that, we shall move on to the next scene. So, after some time walking together through the down the Syndicate Road, it's a very clear road. It's actually surprisingly well maintained considering how long it hasn't been in proper use. Only really adventurers and like sort of academy mages and like other personnel coming to and from the city for like expeditions and stuff don't use this road anymore. There's some evidence of other use though. Like you see some like carts that have like been destroyed that are on the side of the road, like sort of on the plains as you're in between the sort of rural little village of Bridgewell, and you sort of approach the downs as you get closer. As you arrive, you see in front of you, ever slowly getting closer, the sort of rising walls of Kaerlon that are still intact, but have clearly seen better days. And you see, of course, as always, the ever-present smog sort of hanging, just enveloping over the city. Sort of swirling in sort of like green blackish sort of tones. Have you ever seen, those like glitter balls that you can get?
Yeah.
And they swirl around in like all those different patterns. That's basically what the smog looks like, but the colors are sort of black and green.
Nice.
And as you sort of get closer into the downs, you see maybe like as you like encounter the first sorts of few rows of houses, you see sort of in the distance, like you can actually see like some of the smog outside of the walls, but this is like lighter smog, so it's not obscured, but you can see it's almost like there's particles suspended in the air at all times, kind of like if you've ever like seen like a ray of light illuminating like a dusty attic or a room or whatever, and you see all the dust in the air. It's kind of like that, but just at all times. Right now you are not in it, but you can see it maybe like 300 feet away or something.
So
All
is
the
it
way.
right that we're... Sorry.
I was going to say, all the way there, Clay hasn't said a single word, but as we approach, he sees the smog, takes a few steps in front of everybody, turns, and holds up a hand.
I would like to ignore that and just carry on walking.
I stop.
Now listen up, Tin Can, Bird Brain, and then in Elvish, Milady.
Oh, I hate Clay so much! Oh!
I will retort. I am not
Bravo,
constructed
Dave.
of him.
Bravo. This is a great character, and I love it so very much. This is
Ignoring Reiki, continuing walking.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to face. If something should assault us, remain in a safe location. I will deal with it.
Oh my god.
Right. If I can
So-
roll my eyes, I am.
So Clay is the main character of this story, just so everybody knows.
It's okay. I'm sure we won't all die.
I hope
You
not. I
hear
really
you hear
hope not.
just one kind of sort of squawk like sardonic laugh from ahead, just ha!
Amazing.
Okay, and then Clay pulls out his great sword, kind of in one hand, places it on his left hand, and just draws quickly straight down his palm. I take 4 points of necrotic damage, and
There we go.
the blood freezes into jagged spikes all along the blade.
Nice. Very nice. I like that a lot.
I'm just keeping on walking.
So you are now approaching, sort of after a couple of hours travel, you are approaching the general sort of area that Aldred described to you. you're sort of in this area, walking towards the just walking down the street. And what's
which
everyone's
area?
passive perception? So if you check on the map, you should see.
Oh, have we got the map on here now? No. We're still in the village,
table
aren't we?
plot- In
It's
table
on-
plot.
Oh,
Mine's
is it a
on.
should have
different
been-
scene?
Oh, you should have been
Yeah.
brought to a different scene. Let me
No,
check.
if you
Sorry.
click, go
I
back to
was.
Quake, then it says streets. I wasn't.
Streets. Gotcha.
Cool.
Oh, it does say an error occurred like 3
Oh.
times in the bottom
Oh,
right
I
hand corner
see.
of mine. So
Nice.
that
Right,
may
then.
have something to do with it.
Amazing.
And on the like big Kaerlon map with the big crack, we're approaching the city from like the road that's at the northeast that sort of starts roughly where the C in the key is and like goes above the W.
Yes, that's the road that you were on.
Okay.
But then you sort of deviated down the path in the Grimtide Downs, sort of below the sort of maybe equidistant between the W pin and the riverbank. So you're sort
Okay.
of in that
Yep.
general sort of place by there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and as you approach, what's everyone's passive perceptions for me?
9.
Mine.
Uh,
16.
11.
One sec, my
11.
tabletop actually load tabletop. Reroll. 13.
Nice. Cool. So everyone actually notices this.
Hey!
Yay!
So you hear talking from ahead of you. And you see, so basically as you approach, you can hear at least 3 voices sort of just chattering away to one another. Like, oi, so what do you reckon of that latest haul? And then you hear a more feminine voice, sort of like, oh, it's all right, but it's not as good as last week's. And you hear another feminine voice, a different one, saying, that's too right. I was drinking all night for 3 days after that one. And you hear them sort of chatting amongst themselves. Would anyone like to get closer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoulder
Particularly,
barging each other out of the way, going, no, I need that.
Trying to go through the door at the same time.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe they'll be nice.
So she's standing in the back going, no, wait.
I would be
I will-
particularly quiet about it. Or
Yeah, I will turn to Sid and say,
I'm
do
not-
not underestimate strangers.
We're just like quietly edging up to the corner of the building so that it's still kind of out of eye line. Is that possible?
yeah, sure. So like,
I'm
sort
not,
of
I'm going to walk straight towards them.
sort of this corner here.
Yeah, that's where I go.
Oh, the map!
Oh, boy, the
It's
map.
all right.
Uh,
What's going on?
ah,
Okay, don't worry
The
about
world!
it. Oh, right.
The world of quakes! There's another quake!
Well,
There's
there's quaking.
another tremor.
There's another tremor.
Yeah, you know what? Kaerlon does actually experience relatively frequent tremors. So
Well, there we
that's
go. We
what-
know how you do
There
it
we
now.
go. That's what that was. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. And
See the squares on the map? We're
going
considerably
in front.
larger than those. Are they to scale or...?
they are to scale. Yes, your
Okay.
tokens are not.
we are not to
There we
scale.
go.
Right.
We need tiny tokens.
Sure.
Make us babies.
Tiny tokens. Tiny.
Are the people on the map? Am I...
Yes. So as you peer around the corner,
Mhm.
Clay. So you do have a moment before before Reiki sort of strides around the
Yeah.
corner. You see there are 3 people stood around this kind of central well, and they seem to be they're all in leather armor. And could you give me an active perception check, please? Just a perception check, just a perception roll. Just stay for the time being.
7.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So
Less than my
yeah.
passive.
So yeah, according to you, these just look like your run-of-the-mill sort of thugs, roughly.
These are run-of-the-mill thugs.
Good Lord, Clay, how perceptive of you.
Reki, however, this would be the moment. So if anyone else wants to position themselves, so what would Sid and Reeve be doing?
I'd probably be trying to go wide then, seeing that the bird has just decided to go in without cover. I would probably
The
try
bird
and
is
be
going to
sort of,
get very
somewhere
angry
over
if we
here.
keep calling her the bird.
Sid is gonna kind of look around and be like, "Oh, this isn't gonna be a friendly encounter." Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
What's your passive perception, Reeve?
11.
Okay, you have noticed something, but we'll get to that later. So, Reki, what's your passive perception? 16,
13.
was it? 13. And then, what would you like to do, Sid? Are you going to try and keep formation with the others, or what would you like to do?
I'm gonna, I guess I'm gonna kind of hang back a little bit, but kind of try and get around where I can see. So,
Cool.
like, probably, like,
Yeah.
here-ish?
Friends.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
16.
Okay, you definitely noticed. So you and Reeve noticed the same thing, but you've noticed it in a little bit more detail. So, in the... Oh, also, is anyone hiding? Are you making... Are you attempting to be quiet and hide
Not
behind
actively
the
hiding,
thing?
but I'm staying mostly out of their eye line.
Okay, sure, got it. Anyone else? Just generally being quiet, not necessarily hiding.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
skulking.
Yeah,
Yes.
skulking.
Yeah.
Lurking.
Sure. Yeah, cool. Okay, so you all do that. Reki, as you turn the corner, you notice these three people sort of just chatting amongst themselves. And one of them notices you. And as they look towards you, you notice that so this one here, labeled Q, he turns to look at you and he goes, "Oi! You don't look like you're from around here." And he's kind of gets up off of his crate, and the others turn around to look at you, and you notice that they all have, so they're all covered in like leather armor and hoods and stuff, but you notice they all have a tattoo of like a heart, like on a playing card, underneath their left eye. And they're all kind of looking like, "Oi, what are you doing here? What's your business?"
I could ask you the same.
They all look at each other and laugh. "Well, we're all Jack of Hearts. We're the Queen's men. What are you? We have a right to be here. This is our turf. What are you doing here? Nothing sinister, I hope, in this good neighborhood we've got for ourselves."
Oh, you do make good jokes, don't you? How about you clear out?
Give me an intimidation check.
Absolutely. Don't think I'm particularly intimidating. Oh, it's a natural one! Oh, I'm not intimidating at all. I'm a 5-foot bird without any wings. Like,
So they all just look at each other,
yeah.
and just laugh. Like this bird here thinks she's something tough. Why don't you squawk back home, little chicken, before you get yourself fried?
Can I hear everything from around the corner?
You absolutely can.
Sure.
I would like to make an attack.
I was going to come strolling around the corner, but I guess at the same time as Reki is attacking.
Yeah, no, I'm just going straight. They do not insult me.
Okay, so before you do that, Clay, you will have an opportunity if you'd like to come around the corner.
Okay. All right, fellas, chill out. Academy business, we got this.
So you, upon saying that, you see them kind of stiffen a bit, and there's a bit of fear in their eyes as they realize, one, Reki is not alone, and two, the mention of the academy, and they notice your braces.
Mm-hmm.
They stiffen up a bit, and that is the point when Reki charges in.
Yeah!
You get advantage because
Absolutely.
I stun them.
Yeah, you can have a surprise. You know what? Yeah, we can say they're surprised.
Nice.
So
But
initiative, everyone.
Bird strike, literally. Hey! Amazing.
Right.
Sorry, everybody.
Do you want
They insulted
initiative
me.
from everybody?
Yes, please.
If you click the 3 heads in your bottom right of the map, you can type it in yourself.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, Andy. What's that? What's my initiative? Where is it? Ooh, +4. Nice. Ooh, 21. Not bad.
Click what?
It's okay. If you want to just tell me, I can put it in for you.
No.
It's up to you.
Oh, I'm 17. I can type.
17. Okay, so we have.
I also really like this Jack of Hearts, Queen of Hearts thing. I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Anything card
Okay.
related is always fun.
Good. Glad. Right, so let me roll for them. Okay, amazing. One of them got a 2.
Nice.
One of them got a 5. One of them got an 18.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Mm.
It's this one. This one's the one that messed up. Oh, not 118. Jesus. Okay, cool. So they are surprised. And so the way I run surprised is that basically everyone who is not surprised, or rather, so basically it operates in terms of like surprise rounds. So basically they are all surprised, and so you basically are guys are all going to get a free round of combat where they can't do anything.
Nice.
Nice.
So, right. So Reki, you're up.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to. Where's the measure? I don't imagine they're particularly far away from us. How do I measure?
You would have been like closer, and I'm round the corner a bit as well.
Here-ish.
Mhm.
Guess I'll. Yeah. I assume that's within 35 feet.
Yeah, each
It's a
square
square
is
of
about
5.
5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I will leap forward, and they've all been talking, right? Which one
Yes,
was?
they have
Which one
been.
in particular was the one that called me bird brain or whatever?
was me.
Kay, the feminine voice.
Okay, that was you.
came
Okay,
from
well,
Kay.
whichever one
Yeah.
insulted me.
Yeah, Kay.
Everybody's been insulting me. It's called
Kay was-
racism, guys.
Kay was the one that called you a little chicken that should run away.
Oh,
before
okay,
you
little
get
chicken. That was it. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I'm
So you're
gonna
get fried.
dash up, spin my quarterstaff, and just roundly thwack Kay across the jaw.
Nice. Roll to hit.
I shall. That is 1 second.
Mhm.
That's a 15.
Yeah, hits.
Okie
Give
dokie.
me damage.
Where's my d6s at? There. That's 4.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna spend a key point and flurry of blows this. What's
Yeah.
it? So that's what, 2 extra attacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So roll for hit.
That's a couple extra hits. So that is. That is another. Oh wait, do I need to still roll attacks for flurry of blows? As in hit.
I think you do. Yeah.
A D20.
I think flurry of blows lets you make 2 additional attacks as a bonus.
Okay,
action.
so the attacks I have.
Yeah.
So that's a 19,
Yeah, hits.
which will be 6 damage,
Yep.
and a 7, which I assume probably doesn't hit.
No. So that- Nice.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, why not? I'll spend another key point, and I'll just as a bonus action, disengage, and just like.
Have
Just-
you used your flurry of blows as a bonus action?
Oh yeah. Wait, hang on. Flurry of blows
Does
is
it?
just.
Or does it just let you do it for free? I've forgotten. It's been a while since I've run.
I think it's just a key point.
It's just a key point.
If it's just a key point, then yeah, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh
a
yeah,
key
it is.
point.
Yeah, it
Yep,
is just a
just
key
the one.
point. Yeah, fair enough. go
Yeah,
for it.
and then I would like to just disengage
Yep. sweet.
and just jump back, and I like. I wasn't trying to kill.
Sure.
That was more a teacher lesson. So
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
gonna
sure.
I'm just gonna step back and just like get out of here.
Well, lesson taught. So basically, yeah, you connect with this person, and they sort of like, in my mind, it's sort of like a rundown through their body. So like you start with the head and stun them, and then go for the like you
Absolutely.
come around the other side to like the kidney, and then the other side is like the back of the knee. So they just get boom, 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 and they just like drop to one knee,
Nice.
almost basically. Yeah, this person is very hurt. Nice. Very nice turn. We shall go to Sid. Sid, I should say. So the thing that you and Reeve noticed is that down this alleyway that's next to you, in front of you and on the right, there does appear to be some old like pools of blood on the floor. You worry about that later because we're in combat, but that is a thing you noticed.
Right.
Okay. So the person that so the,
Oh no, wait,
that
sorry,
person was like,
flurry of blows. Sorry, flurry of blows does actually use a bonus action. It's a key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
So I can't take another bet.
so-
That's fine. I'll just stand there then.
Yeah, cool. No worries.
Does E not go before Sid?
No, because you have a
Surprise
surprise round.
it's a surprise round.
So
Okay.
If this
sorry.
person
you
is now
basically-
kneeling, I'm just gonna stand
Right.
over them and look friendly.
yeah, they are. They're on one knee.
5
Yeah.
foot of me.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay. Sid is very excited. Oh, we're fighting! We're fighting! Okay. And
Yeah.
and she is going to cast let's do Sacred Flame at the
Ooh, nice.
one who is now kneeling.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, give me roll to hit.
And that is ooh. Do-do-do-do-do. Plus what is it? Wait. 17.
Yeah, hits.
Yay. And that is wait, hold on a second. Let me get the actual spell. I don't have spell cards for this
You're
character
fine.
yet.
No worries at all.
Oh no, sorry, this is a dex save. It's not an
Oh,
attack
dex
roll.
save? Sure. No worries at all. Let's have a look. Dex save. Well, they got 6. So I assume that's the spell DC is
Yes.
high.
So they take 1d8 radiant damage.
Sweet. Give me the damage.
That is a d8, which is there. 2.
2?
Ah.
Yep.
Okay. They are extremely hurt.
Oh dear.
They look like they're on the borderline of passing out.
Oh dear.
As you sort of raise your hand, and the sort of like glowing radiant energy sort of appears in your palm, and you kind of like a flare, just sort of launch it, and it contacts this person, and they are very, very unwell. Amazing. Right. We will now head to Reeve.
Oh, also, just as a flavour thing, as Sid does that, I'm gonna look back and just give her a glare.
Amazing.
She takes no notice of you.
No,
She is
that's fair.
completely excited about what she's doing.
I'm doing magic! Sorry.
I'm gonna move 20 foot forward to here, which I measured while we were in between thingies, and just sort of put my arms out, kind of like, this is not our core purpose. We should be passing through, not engaging with ruffians.
Ruffians!
Amazing. Are you? Is that what you're doing for your turn?
I may also ready a I'll put one hand inside me storage bit, and I will ready my short sword in case one of them comes at me.
Nice. Yep, no worries at all. So you're going to ready to draw an attack, is it?
Yes, if one of them like comes to attack me, then I will bop them with my
Yeah,
short sword.
nice.
Bop it.
Bop it.
Twist it.
Bopped. Cool. Is that all?
Yes.
Sweet. Then we go to Clay.
Stern-faced Clay now has a kind of wide grin on his face as he
Oh boy.
takes down his frosty greatsword and just kind of briefly marches up to the guy at the back, Q, and again cuts himself, not quite as deep this time, but on top of the ice, on the bloody ice on his sword, there is now also green fire.
Oh my god.
Does the fire not melt the ice?
And he takes a swing at Q-Boy.
Okay, so Clay's insane.
That's not great. 11.
Just short of what you need, sadly.
Nah.
Ah.
So the swing goes wide.
Okay, I keep the momentum and take 2 steps back without taking an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Because
So
I'm
they're
mobile.
disengaging. Oh yeah, of
No.
course. Yeah, nice.
As
Yeah,
long as
yeah,
I make an
sweet.
attack against someone, I can step back.
Yeah,
Ooh,
regardless if it
fancy.
hits. Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Right, is that your turn?
That is it.
Sweet. So, we'll move through the round. They are no longer surprised. However, they yell. You hear one of them, Q, in fact, yell, "Boss! Boss!
Oh,
We
dear.
got trouble!"
Oh dear.
And for the time being, that's all that happens. Top of the round, we are with Reki. Once again, you have humiliated this person who
Excellent.
called you a little chicken.
Marvelous.
What would you like to do? They are still on their feet, but just barely.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I would like. I would like to step back
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Okay.
Probably still within melee. Like, not just. I'm just not right in their face anymore. Just
Okay.
slightly back. And then I would like to yeah, I would like to raise my arms and I would like to cast radiant sunbolt, but not at them, over their heads, and say, "Sol commands you to leave."
Nice. So, give us the attack. What are you doing?
I will.
Yeah. Is this your monk thing?
This is my monk thing.
Nice.
One of my many monk things.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 17.
Nice. Which one are you targeting?
I'm not targeting any of them. I'm literally just like firing over their heads.
Oh, okay.
I'm not actually attacking anybody.
Display of
It's a
strength.
it's
Sure.
a display of. I might aim for the roofs of some of the houses, see if I can catch them on fire a little bit. Actually, no,
Sure.
I'm not magpie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna fire over their head, not at anything specifically.
Just big
Amazing.
searchlight in the sky, showing off
Yeah.
gig
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So there's not going to be any damage or anything to
Sure.
anyone.
So
but I'm just
the
gonna
intent
do
is to scare them
Yeah.
into leaving. Okay.
scare and intimidate and get them out of the way and show Sol's might.
Give me an
Definitely
intimidation
not
check
summon-
with advantage.
Everyone
Okey-dokey.
else in the area to the source of the light.
No. No. Well, everybody should know that Sol is the one true god. Intimidation
Better call Sol.
is yeah. That's the 16.
Okay. So they definitely look a bit shaken. They're kind of all looking around frantically. And okay, so Sid, Sid and Reiki, actually, and Ruth, everyone except Clay. Sorry.
Oh.
All notice that the three thugs are all looking in the same direction. Which is over here to this alleyway.
Okay,
Oh dear, that's where Clay is. Oh dear.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you all notice that little detail. Do with that what you will. Is that the end of your turn, Reki?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Right, we move on to the other Jack of Hearts. This is E. So she is going to raise her light crossbow and make a ranged
Hey.
weapon attack against Reki.
That is fair.
So that is going to be that's an 18 plus 3 to hit.
Well, that will hit, but I'm going to deflect missile that.
Oh yeah!
Because I'm a monk!
Ooh.
I can
Yes!
just
So,
monk it!
yes! Right,
Hell
so
yeah.
let's go!
So roll damage.
Yeah, and then you've got to reduce it by your d10 plus your
1d
monk level.
Yeah, plus dex mod.
Oh, sweet.
Plus my
Nice.
monk level. Yes, plus
Nice,
dex and monk.
even better. Sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
And if
so
I
that
reduce it to
is-
0, I can catch it and throw it back.
Yeah, amazing. Right. I have a feeling that you'll be able to deflect this one. That's 4 points
yeah?
of damage total.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, okay. Well, that's a 4 on the d10.
Nice. Yeah, so
So-
you get it.
I
Yeah, you
assume
get
I
it.
will catch.
Nice. So yeah, so she readies a light crossbow, and she shoots it at you. And as the bolt comes towards you, your bird-like irises,
Yeah.
you can see them sort of like widen and shutter. You know, like they do, kind of like
Oh, yeah.
a camera aperture, as you're kind of
Absolutely.
instinctively judging the distance of what the projectile kind of coming towards you. And as it does, with sort of inhuman, supernatural speed, you raise your talons, catch it between them, start flicking it between your fingers, and then would you like to throw it back?
I would absolutely. I'll spend a key point and just.
Yeah, nice. So you catch it and sort of bring it around, flick it through your fingers, and send it straight back. So give me an attack roll.
Absolutely. Where's my d20? Wow, that's okay. That's a 18.
Yep, hits. Give me the damage.
Uh,
Or is it still the projectile's damage?
it counts as a monk weapon for the attack.
Okay,
So
sweet.
I assume that's monk
Martial arts die.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is a 4.
Nice. Yeah, so
Sweet.
you see that look of horror on this monk's face as basically from the thug's face, because what from this woman's perspective, what you've done, she shot at you with a light crossbow, but it hit her. Yeah. So
Amazing.
so what she saw was she shot it, and you just raised your hand, and all of a sudden, like, she just takes the damage in her shoulder, in her
Reiki
shoulder.
wizard.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
As I'm doing that, can I just go, no?
You may.
Like
that is
they're
the
a
end of that
naughty
one's turn.
child.
Yes.
Right, Sid, you're up.
I would like to take another shot at the person who is looking the most injured, the guy I hit first, or
Yep,
lady,
Kay.
I assume.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, and I would like to cast. This time I'm going to do produce flame.
Yep, nice.
So
Classic. Such a good cantrip.
yes, and so. Where'd it go? Just have it up. No. Sorry.
You fine.
There we go. Okay. So I can make an attack roll,
Pardon me.
and that
Go for it.
that is a 23,
Oh yeah, oh mama, that hits.
Wow.
and that is 1d8 fire damage.
Oh yeah,
Two.
oh wow. Okay,
Again.
so yeah.
Okay, we've got a strong
You,
druid here.
So you brought this thug into negative hit points greater than her hit
Oh
point maximum.
no! Oh dear! Oh, we killed someone.
So-
properly.
So you kind of produce this flaming ball of magical energy in your palm, and you launch it forward, and it hits the thug. And there is a brief moment of terror and agony before they just collapse into a pile of dust on the floor through the sheer heat of the magic that you've just emblazoned them with. Congratulations, you vaporized someone.
Nice.
Yay!
Clay just
good
yells
job.
out in Elvish, "Barbecue!"
Incredible.
Still with
Reki
a
is looking
crazy
even
grin.
more pissed at the fact that Sid is like showing such an incredibly powerful display of magic in, again, wrong faith.
Amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Sid?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good. Just vaporize someone. All in a day's work.
Like you do.
Yeah.
All right, Reeve, you are up.
Hello. I was just making sure stuff that I need to remember is written in my combat menu. I think, having noticed this alleyway situation, I am going to
Oh, I like how it's like it doesn't just do a straight line in diagonal.
yeah, you can
That's very
program
handy.
it to measure the diagonals as well.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no, I
move
just did a
over-
0. Got a drag.
I'm gonna move over here.
I see.
Can I
Yep,
see anything else from my vantage point now?
You can. In fact, you notice there is a rather large man in this alleyway who is basically on his way, who seems to be, having heard his compatriots cry, is on his way. And basically in this moment, he bellows out, and you can see him kind of like sort of like straightening out his clothes a bit. And he's like, "What? Can't I piss in peace anymore?" And he comes out of this
Oh
alley.
dear.
And
Which one's dead, by the way? Oh,
The one
He's
with
got
the
a-
skull on
it's got a
it.
the
skull
one
on
with
Okay.
the skull on it.
oh,
Hey,
not on my
he's got the
screen.
skull on it.
One in front
Oh.
of me.
Are you not seeing the same
Hang
as
on,
the
I'll
rest of
refresh
us?
my page.
Weird.
I definitely couldn't see a skull. Oh, okay. When I refreshed the page, I now have a skull. So
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
Right, nice.
that's why I asked, because I wasn't seeing. Well, I didn't see no skull.
Mhm.
I will shout, "Large man!" and point. And then was it E that crossbowed at
Yeah, he was the one that
Reki.
crossbowed at Reki.
Ooh, am I close enough to do that? Haha, yes I am. Hang on. Sorry, I need to read the other thing. I promise I was planning what to do, but I need to work out blah 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 blah. Ooh, okay. Right. I would like to use my bonus action
Yeah.
to cast the cantrip Mage Hand,
Yeah.
Hey.
but using my telekinetic feat.
Yes.
So I can make the Mage Hand invisible.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can use it to telekinetically shove one creature I can see within 30
Amazing.
feet of me.
Yeah.
When I do so, the target must succeed in a strength saving throw, or be moved either 5 foot, either towards or away from me. I'm going to push it towards the bird.
Oh my god.
You want to fight them?
No.
And a creature can choose to willingly fail this save.
Yeah. She's not going to willingly do that. So you kind of look back at the thug that shot at Reki, and you start to concentrate, and you feel
I don't
the
have any
arcane
weapons
energy.
out. But I didn't draw the short
Yeah.
sword. I was just readying
It's
it.
okay.
So
No
it'll
worries
be
at
my
all.
bracers that are zooping.
Cool. So yeah, so you feel the arcane energy rise up within you, and you feel your arcane core kind of bristle with this strange power, and you hold your palm up towards the direction of this thug as you feel your braces start to kind of tingle a bit and thrum, and there's a light that kind of glows and emits through all the runes and all the shapes on your braces, kind of like circuitry, as the kind of all the lines just progressively light up as the light coalesces into a ball into your palm, and then it just disappears. And E needs to make a strength save. So what is? You used intelligence for the feat, right?
So it doesn't say it in the blurb of telekinetic, but I did put point because for the other cantrip I have, it says that my spellcasting ability is con. So I assume that would be the same for this one, but
for telekinetic, it says when you do so, this target must succeed on the strength saving throw, which would be DC 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus the ability modifier of the score increased by this feat.
Oh, okay, then it is int.
So it would be int. So it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus, which would be 10, plus your intelligence modifier, which is plus 1, I think.
Possibly.
I think you have 12 int.
Yes, it is plus 1. Correct.
Cool. Yep. Cool.
So do I need to roll a dice? No. Yes.
Nope.
No.
They rolled a 10. So they failed. So you successfully push and you successfully shove.
Shove them 5 feet towards
Reki. Yeah, nice. As they kind of, as they're surprised, and they just launch forward, struggling to keep their feet. But they manage to do so just before they hit Reki. Nice, good, very
So
cool.
I don't know whether I then, in theory, used my action to cast Mage Hand, and then the bonus action was the shove.
Let's have a look. Well, the bonus action shove doesn't actually require you to cast Mage Hand by the look of it. So I think flavor-wise that's what it's going for, but I think mechanically you didn't actually have to cast Mage Hand if you didn't want to. So I'm going to say that your action is still free if you want to do that.
Oh, okay, cool. Sure. How far am I from this angry, previously pissed man? Blah blah blah.
Pissing man.
Pissing man. Pissing in the alleyway. That's within 60, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The two numbers are the good range, right?
Yes. Yeah. So the normal range, the two numbers on like a ranged thing, is it?
Yeah.
Are you looking? The first number is the normal range, so that's the
Okay.
range at which you can comfortably use the item.
Yeah.
And then the second number is the maximum range. So if you try and use it if you're trying to throw something in a distance between the normal and maximum range, you roll with disadvantage, basically.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Because that's like the maximum effective range of the weapon.
Eh,
Give it a go.
in
You never know.
Yeah, or I could do something else, but sure. Okay, I'll do another thing. Hey, everyone's doing stuff with fire, so I'll join in. Woo!
Pyro party!
Let's go.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at Pissing Alley Man.
Classic. Go on. Go for it.
Hey.
This is what I was just adding in, so I use my magically imbued core.
Yeah, nice.
I rolled a 17, and this is what I was trying to work out, because I think I get a +4 on it because it says in the blurb of magically imbued core that Constitution is my spellcasting ability, so it would be +2 from con and +2 from proficiency.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so that's 17 + 4, which is 21.
Yeah, hits. Very nice.
Nice.
So, so give me the damage, please.
Fire.
1d10. That is a number. Oh, it's a 0 on a d10, so that's a 10.
Yeah, nice. Maximum damage.
Damn.
Nice.
Oh yeah, nice. So again, I'm imagining with like
Bloody
one
hell.
of your arms, you're telekinetically blasting, and with the
Yeah.
other one, like
Oh,
instantly,
yeah.
you're kind of like bringing out the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a similar sort of thing where like you feel the arcane energy sort of bristling up from within you, but this time the light color is more like a fiery glowing orange, as it sort of traces through the same sort of circuitry down your arms, coalesces into your palm, and you launch it forward.
A
Kind of like
moment
Iron
of
Man.
fire.
The wizard.
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
also,
so-
when you were
and-
describing my palms are basically like a very large ball bearing, and my
Nice.
digits, I basically have like
Aw.
3 fingers, but they're all basically opposable thumbs, so it's like a
Nice.
three claw hand ball
Oh, nice.
situation. So,
Very cool.
Awesome.
So more like more
Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, sweet. So it connects with this guy, and he's very clearly hurt by this.
Good.
And he sort of reels back a little bit before steadying himself. Nice. So we are on to. It is now actually his turn. So he has entered the combat initiative.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be thrilled. Ah!
So he stands up and goes, "Oi, you know who you're messing with?" And he comes out of the alley and immediately throws a hand axe at you, Reeve.
Nice.
Cool.
So this, so that is a
Fair response. to be fair.
9 plus. That's a 14 to hit.
Meets it.
Okay. So in
So it's a fail.
in
Yeah,
my
me-
understanding of AC, that's a fail. So it
Yeah.
needs to be a 15 in order to hit.
Yeah.
So cool. So he's kind of perturbed by the pain of the fire that's still burning, like kind of his shoulder. He kind of throws the axe, but it just kind of goes slightly wide and tink clinks into the cobbles, kind of just behind you
Oh,
over
a
your
free
left shoulder.
axe.
Arm extends. Mine now.
yeah.
And then he's actually going to make another attack with another hand axe and try again.
Don't throw away your
where-
weapons. It's a bad.
Where
idea.
is he, by the way, Trelawney?
So he's. Oh, can you not see him?
I can see him, but he hasn't moved.
Yeah, he's not moving.
So
He's,
the lower range of a hand axe is 20.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay. Just
So
checking.
that's a disadvantage.
So,
Flipping heck.
so the second
Not
one
rolling good,
was
missing
a
man.
16 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
So that will be. Give me a moment. That will be. Let me just double check. I need to check his stat block. So that will be a d6. 1 point of damage.
Hey!
Yeah.
As the second hand axe kind of launches out, and it does sort of hit you, but then it doesn't sink into you at all. It sort of hits you and ping, and just kind of
Yeah.
bounces off.
I am
And
not
then,
soft.
and then he raises his hands like this, and the hand axes teleport back into his palms.
We've got Thor.
So the hand axes teleport back into his palms.
Oh.
Incredible.
And then
oh, I love
we
this.
go back to Clay.
So
If I
I'm
could
now,
look slightly disappointed at no free axes, I would.
I'm now aware of this guy. If there's
You are.
projectiles flying both way.
You
I mean, I
100%
didn't
are.
shout, "There's a large man" or something.
You did,
so...
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
start
do tend to ignore
chuckling.
me, I know.
I just slowly stroll around the corner, basically
Hello,
trying
mate.
to
Yeah.
just kind of in the middle of the alley, blocking it pretty much.
Nice.
Just with a grin, Clay points at him, just kind of over the end of his sword, and see as he twitches slightly, a blood vessel pops in his eye, and a little bit of blood just kind of squirts out. Curse of bloated agony amplified.
Oh, here we go. Blood Hunter
Oh my
things.
god.
Blood Hunter things. Let's
Oh
go.
boy.
So, I take another 4 points. I'm rolling high on my Hemocraft dice. I take another 4 points of necrotic damage. But his limbs and his neck begin to engorge with blood, just begins swelling, and he becomes almost blob-like.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Curse of Bloated Agony is really good. Stops him from moving very well, right? And he has like disadvantage on like attack.
Moving
for
is
rolls and
fine.
stuff.
If he takes more than one attack during his turn, he takes a d8 of necrotic damage.
Nice.
And
Very
disadvantage
nice.
on strength checks and dexterity checks, which I assume is his attacks.
Yes, they are.
Ah,
Very nice.
So, yeah, so that's bonus action.
my mic's on.
My
Yeah, very
action
nice.
is the green flames subside from my sword, and it begins to vibrate with sonorous energy. Booming blade.
Nice.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh my god.
Okay, so hang on, because I hit him with the agony, it's the next time I hit them, additional damage to my proficiency modifier. Okay, so
Nice.
he takes 9 plus 3 plus another 2, so 14
Okay.
points of slashing damage, 1 point of
Nice.
cold damage from the Crimson Rite,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me.
and the energy that's kind of vibrating around my sword translates onto him and begins vibrating around him.
Do his swollen bits go a bit jelly?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Vibrating, it's kind of rippling
Yeah, it's
through.
kind of reverberating. Yeah, his like unnaturally turgid sort of flesh is starting to like
Lovely.
wobble and like kind of like jelly. Yeah.
I take a few big steps back from him. Uh,
Yeah.
so
nice.
if he takes more than one attack, he takes damage. If he moves, he takes thunder damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice. Love Booming Blade. It's so good.
Just
Oh,
little bit of blood still just trickling down my face as I'm grinning wildly at him.
oh boy. Okay.
Amazing. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Amazing.
Just a tiny
That was a-
little turn. That.
That was a great turn. Right. K is a pile of ash, so we move on to Q. uh,
Much
so,
good with Lou, actually. Unless
Okay.
you want to take a
no
break.
worries.
It's up to you.
Maybe we should do that soon, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
we're
before.
back up at the top of order, so we could also.
Yeah, true. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll take a
Do
break
you not
here.
get their
It's
turn
probably-
first, and then we'll.
They do have the turn first, but we can do that after.
Oh,
So,
Cool.
yeah. So let's take a break here. Everyone,
Lovely.
you know the drill. Get tea, have piss.
Yeah.
Not in an alley.
Yeah.
No alley.
No alley pissing. True, that is a
Nice.
crime. Don't do
Find
that.
an appropriate receptacle of sanitation.
Yeah. Indeed.
Cool. Be back in a sec. Bye. Welcome back.
Whoa.
So whilst you were away, we killed everybody else.
Everybody's dead. We found
dead.
heroes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we win. We
Kings.
won the whole.
We
Yeah.
won D&D.
Yeah, campaign
Yeah.
over. Good job,
Campaign's
everyone.
done,
yeah.
The abyss is closed.
And we have opened a dinosaur park.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing to be
Next-
alarmed.
Next week will be Jurassic Park RPG thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots
that'd be
of
great.
park management.
There
Oh,
is
that's-
a dinosaur
spin-off.
park RPG, but I think it's.
I mean, hey, listen,
survival.
dinosaurs exist in this world. Okay, there's nothing to
Yeah.
say you couldn't open a dino zoo.
We retire
With all
and
your-
go to a dino petting zoo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like that's
Really
something
don't
Sid would
call it
probably do.
Tesco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Right. So back
So-
into it. Yes.
Oh,
So
yes,
on
please,
your travels down to the Grimtide Downs to investigate what happened to these missing parties of adventurers, you have encountered some thugs that appear to be just lounging around. They insulted Reki. Reki saw red and went for them. And now here we are.
Heretics.
One of them has been vaporized. One of them a large one of them has just finished taking a piss in an alley and is coming out to fight them.
Throw some things.
And the other two are actually, one of them is awaiting their turn, so we'll do that now. So E is going to, or is it Q? No, it's Q. Sorry, E is the other one.
Yeah.
Q is going to. You know what? Q is going to light crossbow. I think we're going to light seeing as how the other light crossbow didn't seem to work on Reki. I think he's going to light crossbow at Clay. So
Come at me, bro. I'll catch it.
With just blood
Just watch.
dripping
It's
down.
easy. Yeah.
that was a natural one.
Hey!
Yay!
So light crossbow, and as they go to shoot the light crossbow, the drawstring on the crossbow pings off and just unfurls and just flies away, and they can't use that light crossbow anymore.
Oh dear.
Nice.
Nice. We go to the top of the round with Reki.
So I'm now in a. I now have a friend, a new friend. Yes.
Yes, you got shoved at you.
Are they facing me or facing away from me?
Facing you.
Facing me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be merciful. I'm just gonna look them in the face and just go, stand down in the name of Sol. God, I hate my character.
Intimidation check with advantage.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Whoops. I keep forgetting what my intimidation is. I wasn't expecting to do this much intimidating. I'm not an intimidating person. One sec. What's my intimidation? That's a 16.
That is a success.
Hey.
So you see them kind of stash their crossbow away, hands up and go, okay, I yield. I'm sorry, I yield. And they raise their hands like this. And that is what happens
Nice.
so far in the short couple of second period that you have for your turn.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm going to. Can I take a step back?
You can.
Without,
yeah,
will they attack of opportunity me, or are they?
They're not
sufficiently
hostile to
intimidating?
you. Yeah, they're not hostile to you currently.
I will take a step back then.
But yeah, just bear in mind if you don't keep the pressure on them, they may try and re-enter the fight. So just be mindful.
Well, then they're a heretic and they deserve everything they get.
Fair enough. Cool. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Sweet.
I have
We go
questions
to
about your
E now.
religion. It's like, do people not believe in the sun?
Yeah, true. I don't know. That's
It's
a
like-
Trelawney.
It's less about believing in the sun and more about revering it to the degree of like deityhood,
Sure.
if that makes sense.
I'm a flat sun.
So That is
Very good.
weak. That's amateur hours. Donut sun theory. Thank you. Like, what is-
Yes. Jelly beans.
I mean, I just want to know why you're not supposed to look straight at it. That's suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something you don't want him to see.
Yeah, what's
Absolutely.
it hiding? Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
true deity.
The hole in the hole in the middle. That's what it's hiding. Donut sun. Donut sun.
Then where is the hole that was once within the donut hole?
Ah, that's what I don't want you to know.
Ooh.
They took it.
That's the moon.
Benoit Blanc has entered the
Yeah.
chat.
They took it. Right. Amazing. We are on E. So E is going to, for the time, seeing you're stepping back, the wheels in their head are turning, but for the time being, they're gonna stay like this. For the time being.
Good for them.
Sid, you're up.
Seeing that Reki has apparently ceased hostilities, Sid is going to, she's going to be like, oh, are we done now? Okay, and she's just going to stand there, looking very,
Aw.
very eager.
Okay. Is that all you do?
Yep.
Okay, sweet, no worries. Reeve, you're up.
I think I'm going to. Windows, stop it. I'm going to come over here and shout at this man. We are an academy business. Stand down.
Bruh, academy. And he sort of spits onto the ground, but due to the curse of bloated agony,
Oh!
it's not nice.
Oh.
It doesn't look
Doesn't look
And,
super good. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't look super healthy.
In that case, now that I am close to him, oh no, I'm too close to him now. Stupid numbers.
Recon. Step back. It's fine.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you've still got
I only
movement-
moved to here because I didn't want to get in the way of Clay and his clayness.
Sure, that's fine.
Oh, I'm exactly 20 feet away. How convenient.
Auspicious. Yeah.
I would like to bring a dagger out of me and yeet it at his bulgy wiggle neck.
Yeah, go for it.
You can be closer than 20 to chuck a dagger.
You
But
can.
do I not then get bads?
Only if you're
No,
within
it's
5
anything
feet.
up to, yeah.
Yeah.
No. In that case, I'll stand next to you, not in front of you, because that would be rude, you know.
Yeah. So making a ranged attack within 5 feet will give you disadvantage, but if you're over 5 feet and under the normal range, then it's fine. It's
Okay,
normal.
cool.
Yeah.
I have rolled an 18 on the die, and it's a +5, so
Sweet,
that
yeah,
is
hits.
23.
Yeah, hits. Go for it. Give me damage.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I need to. Oh, hang on. See, this is the mistake I made with Yuna. Sneak attack. I need to remember that I do it.
I don't think you have the conditions
Oh, no.
for it currently.
No,
But
because I need an. Okay,
You
that's
need to-
maybe it. Because with Yuna, I didn't need advantage.
Yes.
Oh, hang on.
Because you were
I
swashbuckler.
don't need it if
Yeah,
another
yeah.
enemy is within 5 feet, but they aren't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's a good
Right.
thing to keep in mind. Remember that you've got
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have steady aim now because of Tashes. So if you choose
Yes.
to not move at all on your turn, you
Yeah.
can give
That
yourself
one
advantage.
I've remembered how that one works. That one's less complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to roll a d4.
Yeah,
go for it.
Clay's fighting style not particularly compatible with rogues because I step in and I step out again.
Yeah. I did
true.
roll a 4 on my triangle.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Max damage. So, and that's plus your dex mod, I think.
Ooh, cool. Yes, but yes.
Or your strength, because with when you
Yeah, with
throw
finesse.
stuff
No,
with
it will
finesse,
be,
you
yeah.
can choose. Yeah.
Because again, this is where I also get confused because you obviously for the attack bonus for the dice, you use that as well, don't you?
Yes.
And then you get
so
it
basically, yeah, with throwing, if it's not a finesse weapon and you're throwing, it's strength. But if it's a finesse weapon, you can choose to use dex instead.
Yeah. Okay.
So whichever one's higher for you, whichever one you prefer.
I think it's dex. Not by much, right enough. But okay, in that case, it's 4 plus 3, so 7.
Yep, sweet. So yeah, you you've done some damage to this guy. So with the sort of jiggly sort of mass that this person has become, you sort of launch a dagger, and it kind of nicks one of the parts of inflated flesh
I
on
was
his
hoping
arm.
it would unskinning a slightly not cooked sausage, kind of.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly what
Lovely.
happens. And you see, and some mysterious liquid bursts from the wound a little bit.
Lovely.
We now go to. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Sweet. It is now his turn.
Sure, he's doing fine.
So he is now going to bonus action rage.
Oh, we have a bummer. It's Ogba!
And, this,
Oh, nice to see him again.
and he is going to. He's going to move, which Dave triggers all your stuff.
Oh, boy.
7 points of thunder damage.
Nice. So.
Cool.
Is he just gonna
Cool.
pop? I'm expecting he's gonna pop.
Anything else?
Not yet.
Okay. So he is going to move to here, in between you two. And because he's raging, that cancels out the disadvantage. So it's just a normal attack rolls. For him. So that is going to be that's going to be a 15 to hit Clay.
That'll hit.
Okay, so that will be Okay. So the first attack hits Clay and does 7 points of slashing damage.
Okie doke.
And then the second attack.
Second attack causes 5 points of
boy.
necrotic damage to him.
Nice.
Dear.
He's looking a bit sad. The second attack is going to be going at Reeve, which is a crit. That's a nat 20.
Oh, boy.
Fun enough, does it? Yeah.
So
Not that you need.
yeah, so that's going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And then
Quick question:
that's his
is
turn.
there a way to change your health on tabletop without leaving the map?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you right-click on yourself, don't you? No. Yes, maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Manage conditions.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Again, I'm still trying to figure out this one as myself, so not entirely sure.
It's fine. I've got track of it elsewhere.
Nice, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
You can. Maybe. See the little ping pong blobber on the side.
Which side? Left or right?
On the left, that brings up your what's it, and you
Yeah.
can scroll in it,
Oh,
or you can make it bigger. So I think
Oh,
you
like
should
that.
be able
Oh,
to
I
do it
see.
there.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Nice. Handy.
Nice. Good.
Convenient.
Yeah, I knew there was some
Cool.
way to finagle it.
Thanks.
Nice. All
Because
right.
it tracks temp hit points, which is obviously the one thing that reroll doesn't do. So
Yeah. Right, nice. We are on to Clay.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Just kind of spitting a bit of blood on the ground, partly from the hit, partly from the damage I'm doing to myself.
Yeah.
The chuckle turns into a heartier laugh, and in fact, no, I don't spit blood on the floor. I spit blood on him,
Oh, boy.
which
So unsanitary.
kind of begins like it's like little wormy veins just begins rippling over his body, and that is what my hex looks like.
Nice.
And he can have extra
As a present.
disadvantage on strength checks. So he's now double
Nice.
disadvantage on strength. Does that
I
count?
don't think
Slough?
advantage and I don't think so. I don't think.
Oh.
I think advantage and disadvantage don't actually go on beyond one instance of them cancelling each other out.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Well, let's go. He's already got it on strength and dex. Let's give it to him on wisdom.
Sure.
Disadvantage on wisdom checks.
Yep. Nice.
And then because that's a bonus action, I can still cast a cantrip as an action, right?
Yeah, you can.
You good with that for the magic
Yeah.
things? Sure. We'll go booming blade again.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Vibrating
Booming blade is great.
thunderous energy. 22 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
Dear lord.
Okay, hang on. I need another die for hex damage now. Okay. So what have we got?
Dave's OP. We need to nerf Dave.
Blood hunters, man.
I can re-roll
Yeah.
that. Nice. 11 plus 3, 14 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
4 points of cold damage.
Nice. Yeah.
And 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Nice. Got it.
I think that's...
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's
Just a tiny
Looking-
little turn.
looking sad, but he's still standing. But he's looking real sad.
Cool. And then,
This poor man.
tell you what, let's just turn my back on him and stroll away and walk up to this guy. We just go
Sure.
around here.
Yep. Nice. Mobile.
Hello.
Amazing. Right. Is that
I
your
just
turn?
kind of, as I get up to this guy, I just kind of lean close. Did you see that?
God.
Amazing. Right, we are on to K is no more, so we are on to Q. So Q,
Oh no. His
shuddering
now
with terror,
only
seeing what you've done to his boss, and with you basically just being behind him, reflexively twirls around and strikes at you with the scimitar. So that will be. Pardon me, that'll be 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Sweet, okay. So that is. That is 6 points of slashing damage.
Sure.
As he's kind of panicked, like, get away from me! And yeah, that's the end of his turn. Reki, you're up.
I don't think I'm gonna do anything else. I proved my point. I don't really know what anyone else is doing. But I'm just gonna kind of stand here looking on in disgust. And just just look on in disgust and might shout, "What are you doing?"
Oh, we lost the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't open on me.
Oh, I see.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, just shout, "What are you doing?" And then maybe, "Your fighting lacks discipline. This is monstrous."
Amazing.
And that is it.
Sweet. I wish you had vicious mockery. That'd be so
Oh, that would be fun.
Right, and so with that, we go to E. So E, seeing that you haven't done any sort of, you haven't done anything beyond that initial intimidation, is going to reach for her scimitar.
Yep.
And is going to lunge at you and charge at you.
Sure. Is there anything else?
So,
Probably, because I'm a monk.
Unconvinced by your condescension.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm very condescending.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. Although,
Okay,
can I
so-
do anything fun? Scimitar doesn't count as a missile, right? They're not throwing it at me.
No, they're not,
Aw,
sadly. At least not in
sometimes.
At least not in this instance. If they were throwing it at you,
he's a
then you'd have a good
finesse
argument.
weapon,
But
Yeah.
so that is another 6 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And they are going to bonus action chug a healing potion.
Fair enough.
Rude.
So that will be not great, but alright. We'll take that. Cool. Right, and then that is their turn. Sid, you're up.
Okay. Seeing this person charge at Reki, I'm gonna be like, oh no, we are still fighting. Okay. And I'm gonna kind of, since everything's moving in that direction, I'm gonna scoot up at least to this corner here, and I am going to cast. Let's do. Back to my spells. Let's do Sacred Flame again,
Sure.
which is a
that dex
dex
save?
save.
Yeah. No worries. That's 4.
And that does not save. So they take 5 points of damage.
Sweet. That one's the one that just charged at Reki, right?
Yes.
Cool. You just totally negated their healing.
Hey!
Amazing.
By the way, concentration saving throw for Hex when I got hit.
Oh,
Okay.
Natural
Sorry, I
20.
forgot about that. Sweet.
Oh.
Nice. No worries at all.
That's all right then.
All right. So now, is that your turn, Sid?
Yep.
Cool. We go to Reeve.
Okie dokie. So,
Big, bloated, scary man is in front of you. What would you
yeah.
like to do?
he's up in my face. I don't like it very much. I am going to use my built-in weaponry, which basically I'm just going to use my sharp fingers to slash at him.
Sweet.
Are
Are you going to steady aim to do so with advantage and not move?
Ooh, I was planning to move afterwards, possibly.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
No worries at all.
That is 10 plus 4, 14?
14 actually isn't quite enough, sadly. Just short. So you claw, and your claws kind of like your sharp fingers just kind of like glance off the studs in his studded leather armor. Nice. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yes, I would like to use my bonus action to disengage.
Yeah, of course.
And I would like to go to wherever the dagger that I threw at him before fell.
Yeah. It would have
Here-ish?
been about there.
And pick it up.
Yeah, you can just pick it up for free. Yeah, it's your interaction.
Cool.
So
And probably stay there. Yep.
yeah, cool. Very nice. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh, I think so.
Cool. Right. So it is now the big bloated man.
The blob.
The blob. He is going to move once again. So
8 points of
Dave?
thunder damage.
Oh boy.
nice. He's very not well.
Yeah.
And he's going to move towards you know what? He's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's going to say, "On your feet, coward!" And he's going to
Boy.
basically, the Q, who's been kind of like quivering, struggling, and is going to force feed him a potion that you don't recognize.
Oh. Okay.
And then he says, "Let's see what that does." And he moves
He doesn't know either. Good.
further.
Battlefield alchemy.
5, 10, 15, Okay, he doesn't quite have enough movement, so he's going to throw a hand axe at Reki.
He absolutely is.
Yeah, I will class that as a projectile for your.
Excellent. Can I try and deflect missile that shit?
Get it.
You may.
Thank you.
So that's a crit. That's a crit.
Oh, can I still do this then?
Yeah,
It's just
you
twice
can try
as much
for
damage
sure.
to try.
You'll absolutely try.
So that is going to be. Oh,
That's a lot of damage, isn't it?
10 plus. It's 15 points of damage.
Okay, let's see how this goes. So hang on, my monk level's 3 and my dex modifier is 4. So if I get a 10 on this,
Yeah.
or a 9 on this, if I meet it, do I do it?
Yeah, I'd say so. You have to
Okay.
match it, I think.
That's a 10!
Yeah,
Hell yeah!
amazing. So yeah, so you throw. So he throws the axe at you, and
I'm
what
not
do you-
looking at him.
Sure.
My arm just shoots out. Just burst
So
senses.
with your nice. So as it kind of hurtled toward you, again, your eyes sort of expand and contract as you're kind of subconsciously calculating the distance of this thing traveling towards you, and you get the haft of your staff. And as the axe is rotating around, you manage to like kind of thread the needle through the kind of beard of the axe and the gap of its haft, and it keeps rotating around your. Yeah, it keeps rotating around your staff as you
Beautiful.
bring it straight back at him.
Yeah.
So-
Do I need to make an attack for this? I can
I
never
think.
remember.
Yeah,
Yes?
I think you need to roll to hit. I think.
That's a 19 and my
Yeah,
attack
hits.
is my museum, but I don't know how I'm rolling this well.
Monk power.
And then it's just a normal monk weapon. So
The power
that
of the
is-
sun.
Yes,
This was
That
their
is-
first attack, right?
Yeah, just the first one.
Okay.
that is 5 points of damage.
Sweet. Yeah, you get him. So yeah, nice. So you, as it kind of whirls around, you launch it back at him, and not obviously being quite taken off guard by this. It just kind of sinks into one of his bloated sort of masses, and I'm imagining maybe around the neck somewhere.
No.
And he just basically, what you can see the sort of vibrating energy from the booming blades is still there, and it's kind of triggered like a chain reaction of all this kind of vibrating. He starts twitching before all of his flesh just goes, and his body just explodes,
Whoops!
leaving a suitably gory skeleton on the floor.
Woo.
Nice, you got him.
Clay did most of the work there.
Yeah. Given that
Cool.
E is within melee range of R, do they suffer any ill effects from being in the
Splatter
splash
distance.
zone?
They do get a bit dirty and may wish have a wash if they get out of this. Okay,
I get a bath as a reaction.
yeah. But
Gross
aside from
damage.
that, no ill effects, I don't think. So now we go to, let me manage conditions, because condition is suitably dead.
Conditions is not.
One of the first levels of dead, suitably dead, very dead,
Mildly
yes.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly dead.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm happy.
So now we move on to Clay.
Okay, bonus action as the chunks of the big guy are flying around. My left hand goes out, and the blood I spat at him is sucked back towards my palm.
Oh,
And I just kind of smear it on to the guy I'm next to. Bonus action,
poor
transfer my
guy!
hex.
Catch it and ooh, you can have it now.
Amazing.
And then booming blade on this guy.
Nice.
Oh my god.
16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. So that. Lost connection to table plop.
Me
Reconnect.
too.
Oh no,
it's
me
okay.
too.
Oh, we're back.
Try reconnecting. You
Back.
should be
That's
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can reroll that one. That's worse. Good. Glad I did that.
Yep, worth it.
Well, I can reroll 1s and 2s on my damage, and I rerolled a
Yeah,
2 to a
nice.
1.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh,
Nice.
amazing.
But that is 8 points of slashing damage,
Ooh.
3 points
Nice.
of cold damage,
Yeah.
and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, owie. This.
You're a
So yeah,
monster.
this guy is very upset. So yeah, as you kind of, he's taken aback for a second by seeing his boss, just like explode in front of him.
What a
and
day
then
at work.
he
And
just
being-
feels on,
Is
he
he
just
just
feels on his back.
Potion as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he just feels a hand go down his back,
Oh.
like very slowly and creepily. He turns around, and as he does, a great sword is coming down. Like, and yeah, and all that happens, and he is looking suitably wounded. He's definitely very bloodied. So nice. Is there anything else?
Sure. Let's take a couple of steps towards Reki.
Okay.
Maybe not quite next to the surrendered person.
Okay. Cool.
Does he not get a
Alright.
reactionary thingy?
No, because
no,
I'm
because Dave has
mobile.
He's mobile.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
you did say.
Mhm.
It's basically swashbuckler perk. He's great.
Yeah, no,
Basically.
it's one of the ones, I didn't look at it for this, but yeah, it is one of the ones that we talked about when I was looking for my...
Yeah.
But I decided to be telekinetic instead, because that's
Pretty
cooler.
cool.
It is fun.
Yeah, it's very cool. Right, we're on to Kay,
It was dead.
who is dead. You're right.
Mm.
So now we're on to Q,
Oh dear.
Ah.
who
Mhm.
I need to make a con save for.
Oh dear.
Mm.
Ooh.
Okay,
Oh dear. no.
give me
Oh,
one
That's
moment.
the DM noise you don't want to
Yeah,
hear.
I'm worried now.
Mhm.
Okay, so. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I think we're going to be fighting a monster. Suddenly.
Come on, giant turtle.
Chicken!
You see,
Oh hell.
as this guy just kind of having taken all this damage and still vibrating, he just kind of grasps at his throat suddenly and just starts and like screaming in agony as he starts writhing and twitching, and he starts growing, and
boy.
Good.
he grows into this kind of huge monstrosity that sort of, his arms sort of mutate into like stray tentacles that he can't seem to properly control, and one eye grows considerably larger than the other, and he has this gaping sort of maw with additional tentacles kind of spilling out of them.
Hi, Cthulhu.
And
It sounds very Resident Evil.
one arm actually shrinks and withers slightly.
Oh,
Ooh.
As this creature before you is one of the new ones that you don't know the name of yet.
Right.
And it lets
Does that
out
mean we get to name it?
potentially.
Is that like Academy Protocol, the first field researcher to find a thing gets to name
Well,
it?
sure, yeah. I mean, you could give, if someone wants to spend their action to make an investigation or a history check, you can. But
Sounds like a
for
great time to do that.
now, it is going to.
Does it
Uh,
be bigger? Is it change
it is.
size?
It's still medium.
Okay.
But it's now like 8 feet tall and
Oh.
very,
Good.
very bulky. It appears to have a bit more vigor than it did previously.
Oh boy.
Wasn't me that time.
yeah.
And it is going to use its movement to charge forward, still affected by Booming Blade.
7 points of thunder damage. I'm rolling good on the d8s today.
Cool.
Yeah, you are.
Cool. So, cool. And then it's going to charge forward stepping on the
Yeah.
body of its comrade, seemingly just uncaring.
Did you go past
Wasn't
me
that
in
the
my
gusty
melee
one
range?
anyway?
It goes past you in your melee range if you want an attack of opportunity.
Woo! 13.
Misses, unfortunately.
It's too quick.
Oh.
And yeah, it shoves its compatriot out of the way.
Oh, hell. Why is it going for me?
Oh, I wonder why.
Oh, the shiniest.
I didn't attack it!
And then
I didn't.
You started the whole. I called it a
Is that this person?
party. No,
that
you
is all it
started
can
the old.
that's
ruckus.
actually all it can do for now.
Oh, good. It's going to stand there threateningly.
Yeah, because right now it's still in the middle of its transformation.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's kind of like
When I moved Hex, I think I get to change the disadvantage.
oh sure.
Does it actually say?
I don't know. I have to have a look at the blood.
Choose one when you cast the spell. Bonus action, you can move it. Maybe it does it. Can you only do it once per cast? So I said wisdom on the other guy.
Sure. Yeah, I think it would have to be the same because it's the same casting. You just
Yeah,
move
presumably if
it.
you're
Yeah,
moving
sure.
the
He
same
also has
thing,
yeah.
disadvantage on wisdom checks.
Yeah.
Not sure
Nice.
he's that wise anymore.
yeah.
Cool. And before his turn ends, you hear like a bunch of gargling and stuff, kind of as you think it's trying to speak.
Oh, no.
And you can make out words that sort of sound like blood, and that's
Oh, no.
all. That's all you know.
Oh, we've got things in common.
Claire tries to
That-
tame the beast.
That is the end of its turn. So we are up to Reiki.
Right. Okay. I'm obviously quite taken aback by this.
In the name of the sun.
Yes. So, if you could help me out right now.
Unfortunately, not a cleric. No divine intervention for you.
No. I'm going to, for a second, I'm just going to kind of stare at this, and my irises just, again, sort of widen a bit. And I just, there's just kind of, this slightly... I'm looking at this thing with a tiny bit of awe. And then I'm just going to slowly step back.
Okay.
Like a fair distance. I'm gonna step back. Hang on, where's my stick? Let's step back.
Well, your measuring stick, not your monk stick.
Yeah. Nice.
Not my monk stick. No, I've got my monk stick. My bonking stick.
Mm.
Nah, nope, stop. Yeah, I'll step back around about sort of 20 feet.
Nice.
And yeah, after a moment's hesitation, I'm going to radiant bolt this
Nice.
thing again.
Cool.
Radiant sunbolt.
So give me an attack.
I shall. That's a natural 20.
Hey,
Nice. Hooray.
So give me that sweet crit damage.
I
Double dice
will.
or double total damage. Up to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna double total damage this, I think. So that's, what do I add to this? I add my dex mod, which is what, 4? 3. Where's my stats? Where'd they go? Oh, 4. Okay. So that's double 8. That's 16. Double 8.
Sweet.
16.
Yeah, nice. So that will do. Oh, nice. Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, it's radiant damage. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
or anything.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm just gonna shout, "In the name of Sol, be gone!"
Nice. And as you hurl these sort of like bolts of radiant energy towards it, and it kind of connects. You sort of hit like sort of like its head, and you can see the flesh sort of sear with the radiant energy. But and it's kind of hissing, and it's like as it screams with the damage. You seem to have angered it a bit more, but you did that was a decent amount of damage to do to it. Yeah, nice.
We should have put more sun cream on.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this factor 50? So nice.
Slip, slap, slop.
Is that the end
Reki just
of your
has like
turn?
2 spray bottles of sun cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's fried chicken now?
Yeah. Oh,
Right. Is that the end of your turn?
that is me done. Yeah.
Okay. E, seeing basically recovering from being prone, by being knocked prone by this thing, and being terrified, seeing all of her comrades have been either
Yeah, that's
mutated into
fair.
horrific monstrosities,
Mhm.
is going to attempt to run away.
Bye!
Attack of opportunity?
it's gonna be- no, actually. Actually, yes. Yes. indeed.
Monstrosity wants to eat her now.
So that's an 8 to hit, which misses. So lucky. Is it 5, 10, 15, and then dashing? So half up. So that's 20, 30. Cool.
Bye.
Right. And then we are on to Sid's.
Me, I would like to.
Also, I forgot to mention. This thing's gaze is kind of focused in your direction. It seems to be looking, like kind of in your general vicinity, with kind of like a crazed look in its kind of big green eye.
Me, okay. Cool. I would like to. I'm gonna. Let's see. Let's pull out a guiding bolt.
Yeah, go for it.
Is a 17 to hit,
Yep, hits.
and that is 4d6. Hold on, sorry.
46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Damage that.
The powerfulest.
Let's see.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4. That is 12.
Yep, nice.
Nice.
And for the next, let's see, is it just the next attack or all attacks on this turn?
It's just one.
Next attack.
Next
yes.
to hit.
So the next person to
Yeah.
make an attack will have advantage against this thing.
Nice. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Sweet.
Okay. Can I
leave.
am I like since I'm around the corner? Can I sort of like scoot myself against the corner and try and take some cover?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Cool. So you're out of line of sight of it now. You're
Yes.
behind cover. Cool. No worries. Reeve, it is your turn.
Yes. I am just gonna poke out a little bit. And I am gonna firebolt at
Nice.
Resident Evil Tentacleman.
You would have advantage on a dagger attack, and therefore sneak attack damage if you wanted to.
Mhm.
Cool. I'm probably as well just doing fire though, aren't I?
Sure, if you want.
I think.
Absolutely.
Because even if I hit it good with a dagger, sneak attack is. Oh, I guess it depends what I would roll for sneak attack, but
It's what, a couple
I
of
think it's
D6s at level
I
3?
think
Yeah, it's 2d6,
2d6.
That could be pretty
Yeah.
good.
if I roll good, I bet I don't roll good though.
Entirely up to you.
I feel like given the size of it, I would probably think fire was more efficient, so I'm
Sure,
gonna
sure.
beat boop to fire. Yes, but I do a 2 dice for this, yes?
Yeah, you're hitting it with advantage, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't there something that gives you advantage to hit it?
Well, did
Would-
Sid not?
Yeah, guiding
Yeah,
bolt. I
that's it.
think
Yeah, that
just
was it.
any next attack. Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a weapon attack.
Sweet. Yeah, nice. Yeah, go for it.
Both of them rolled a 16, so good job, dice, for being twins.
Hits.
Woo.
Well, that was before I added the bloob as well,
Yeah,
so that was
still
it's
hits.
a dirty 20.
Sweet.
Dirty 20 doesn't do anything.
Still hits. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it does sound really good.
Shaken, not stirred. Now, part of me wants to re-roll the same D10 I rolled earlier, but I'm not going to in case it's naughty. Well, this dice heard me talking bad on it, so that is 3.
Okay.
And hang on, no, do I work out? I got a thingy. Yes, +4. Yes? No, +2.
Maybe.
Hang on.
Yeah. Depends.
On fireball.
Oh no, it just
I
says
think it's just
on a
the
hit it
dice.
takes 1
Yeah.
D10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is just
So,
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
sure,
sorry,
no
I'm
worries.
talking
You're
at
fine.
my wrong face. Oh.
You're fine. No worries at all.
Apparently that's
Cool.
my nose.
So,
Yeah, does Reeve have a rear port?
Negative.
Talking about my
exhaust
rear
pipe.
port. Yeah.
one of my
Nice.
side channels.
Yeah.
Just the whole like merp, map.
Amazing. So yeah, so you launch the fireball at it, hits it in the back. It doesn't seem to notice, but you have left a scorch on it. This may be valuable for reasons that you don't know.
Cool.
Just saying. It does seem a bit perturbed by this, even if the damage wasn't very high. So we are going to go on to
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to
Clay.
do it.
Oh boy.
I just kind of. I am gonna loop round in front of it. Booming blade.
nice.
Ooh, 8.
Okay, nice. It's good damage.
No, that's not damage. That was to hit.
Oh, to hit. Oh,
So-
never mind then. Yeah, no, F. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna then take 2 more steps back towards the corner where Sid is round in the direction it's running, and then bonus action chug a healing potion.
Nice. So yeah, that's you roll for
2d4 plus 2.
correct.
7.
Nice. Not bad. All right.
Yeah, that's
is
me.
that your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. K is dead. Q. Okay, let me get stat block back up.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So Q is going to move. Okay. 5, 10. It's going to get trigger. Oh no, trigger booming blade missed, didn't it?
Yeah, no booming blade.
5, 10. Cool. It's going to beeline. So it's going to run past you, Clay, and it's going to
Oh.
try to shove
Why
you.
doesn't it like Sid?
Okay.
Why doesn't it like
So, can I have a strength saving throw, please?
You certainly can.
Sid? Sid's like the nicest one of us.
12.
Is it like
that
that?
unfortunately fails.
Well,
So you are knocked prone.
Yay.
Manage conditions.
Have a little rest.
There
Little
must
lie
be a
down.
prone
Lovely.
Have a nap.
one somewhere.
hmm
Prone.
It's like the wet floor sign guy.
And there's,
I like
He's
it's
gonna
up really
step over
hard
you.
to sit down into one of these barrels and it just cracks around me and there with my arms up on
Yeah.
the side of a barrel.
brilliant.
it's going to step over you, and it is going to make a slam attack against Sid.
Oh.
Is it still in melee with me?
It is. You are prone, but it is.
Okay, so I don't get a disadvantaged attack of opportunity.
No. Sadly.
Okay.
And so it's going to make its slam attack against Sid. So it gets a 15 to hit.
That is a miss.
Sweet. So
Nice.
it's kind of still trying to get used to its new body. It's going, and as it goes
Oh.
to kind of slam for you, it misses and kind of like bashes itself into the wall instead,
Bonk.
and takes a
Oh.
point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Like elves. Interesting.
And then for its multi-attack, it's going to do another slam attack. That is 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that is going to be... Oh my goodness. Okay. That is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
As it
Ow!
it hits the wall and then kind of uses that momentum to kind of rebound and like kind of with its other kind of tentacled hand just kind of smacks at you.
That's not nice.
And you can, as it kind of, and it draws blood as it does this, and you can see that it seems to relish this fact, as if it's just smelt like a really beautiful orchid. It's like, it's just kind of, like that, and then that's the end of its turn. Reiki, you're up.
I am. I guess seeing that this is not really stopping, I'm gonna zoop on up and I'm gonna bonk it.
Save the lunar person.
Well, it's more that I should probably stop the monster. And I shout as I go, "This isn't." No, I'm not going to shout anything.
You're not
I'm
young to
doing this
solve.
for you.
There must be smote.
Yep. Well, no. It's attacking the weaker faith. Therefore,
Oh,
I
right,
have to
of
prove my faith's dominance by showing that Sol is in fact the one that's presiding over this whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
Take
yeah,
my ignorance,
I'm
so-
gonna make an attack. That is a dirty 20.
Nice, hits.
Woo. Which is going to be a 6 points of damage.
Yep.
And I'm absolutely gonna use another key point.
Yep.
I might be regretting this, like using all my key points now, but I feel like, given that we can probably long rest outside the city, it might be okay. Possibly. Who knows? We'll see. And what do I want to do? Yeah, I guess I'll flurry of blows it.
Sweet.
So, where's my D10? 20. That is a 14.
Yep. No, sorry, 14
Oh,
misses.
14 misses. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try another one. That is an 18.
Yep, hits.
So that is 4 points of
Nice.
this will be slashing damage because all my unarmed attacks are with my talons because I've got talons.
Makes sense.
As innate things. So yeah.
A bird of many
Bonk and a
talons.
scratch. Yes, indeed.
Amazing. It's looking significantly hurt as you scratch and you kind of manage to carve away through it a little bit. Yeah, it's looking pretty hurt. Nice. Good job. Now we move on to E. This person is still going to make a run for it and they're going to be dashing.
Bye.
Yeah, and then they break sight with you, so... nice. Okay, so that's them gone. Sid, your turn.
Me. Okay, so it is in melee with me,
It is.
and I don't like that.
That's fair.
So let's see. So sort of half panicking, but I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance,
Nice.
and that is a con save.
Yeah. So that will be a... That will be a... No, that will... Yeah, 16.
16 to save?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong sheet. Yeah, that's a save.
Okay.
So it doesn't do anything. Yay.
No.
And I don't really have anything else I can do.
Do you have any health potions?
I do.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
But
Where am I at? That might not be a bad idea. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I will take a health potion. How many points is that? Is it a D6?
2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Unless you're doing it as an action and then you get full,
the maximum. Yeah.
which is 10.
Yeah. 10.
That is 5 plus 2 is 7.
Sweet.
Yay.
So you gain 7 hit points.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Is that your turn then?
Yep.
Sweet. We are on to Reeve.
Yes, I am going to run what I think is 35 or 30 maybe.
Mhm.
There,
Says
yeah.
30.
Boop, 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 boop. There. And I can throw a dagger from here?
You can indeed.
Okay, I do this.
Yep.
I'm going to yeet a dagger at the badman.
Is there still advantage on it? Or no?
I don't think so.
Flanking, though.
Oh, flanking, true. So you do
Oh,
apply
Yeah,
sneak
we're
attack.
flanking, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that had advantage because one dice rolled 4. The other one, however, rolled a 19, which
Sweet.
Nice.
would total 24.
Sweet.
So,
Hits.
right. So that hits, and I need to do 1d4 and then 2d6s.
Reeve suddenly turned very northern.
Yeah.
Yes. My face just sometimes does it for.
Yeah.
Loading northern.exe.
Yes.
It's all routine, not found. However, it is still happening. I have rolled a 1, a 3, and a 2, and it's plus dex. So that is math total of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That is the exact amount you needed.
Nice.
wait.
Andy
Oh,
accidentally
Uh-oh.
disconnected.
No.
Oh
I think
no!
you may have pressed a button.
By accident.
No.
So sad.
She turned
Andy,
a light
come
on and disappeared.
Oh, I
Blow the power or something.
Oh god.
Good.
Andy, goodbye.
Andy, come back.
There we
You
go.
told to us. Yes.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
I was trying to turn the light on. It's getting dark.
But yeah, so 9 points of damage was the exact amount you needed to bring it to 0.
Hey!
So
Nice.
nice. So yeah, so as you launch this dagger with unerring precision, and it contacts the beast kind of like in the nape of its neck, and you kind of, with such accuracy that the creature just lets out one last roar of like a, and it falls down to its knees before fist planting in the ground.
Cool.
And yeah, good job. It is dead. And we are now out of initiative.
Hey!
I would
Good job,
like
everyone.
to
First fight.
immediately go to retrieve my dagger.
Yeah,
Beep
nice.
boop.
Clay kind of still grinning. The grin just kind of slowly melts off his face as he begins wiping down his great sword. Looks at Reki. You should not have engaged so hastily.
Reki doesn't reply, and Reki walks over to the where the big boss guy was, and I wish to rifle through like his belongings to see if he's got any more of those potions
Sure.
that he gave the other guy.
I'm going to turn to Clay and say, we should not be surprised that a follower of the sun acts so recklessly.
Oh boy!
Clay just nods slightly. And then in Elvish to Sid, are you okay?
Sid is sort of shaking just a little bit. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, Sid!
Reiki, give me a d6, please.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. That's 2.
Yes. That's a 2. Okay. You rifle through his belongings, but from the you attempt to rifle through what's left of his belongings.
Yeah.
But there isn't really much. Like most of it seems to have just been like blasted and scattered, and maybe even
Makes sense.
disintegrated through the
Yeah.
explosion.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, there's not much left on him at all. He doesn't really possess his flesh anymore, let alone what he
No,
was wearing.
that's I
Yeah.
did forget
So-
about that.
So, yeah, cool.
I'd then like to just like move out of the way of everybody a little bit, so I'll just sort of
Mhm.
walk over here, and I'd just like to kneel down, leaning on my staff, and just mutter a quick prayer to Sol to thank for
Mhm.
us still being here, for guiding
no.
my hand through this battle
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
and
For
punishing the
causing
believers.
this battle.
Shut up! No, this was a righteous battle.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah,
The heretics.
these were heretics.
Yeah.
And as is established, they had bad things. Like we fought a monster. We are doing what Sol wishes.
You go first.
I was just gonna say, given we haven't, it may be the same thought you're having, we haven't seen anything of this nature before. I don't know what sort of check might be of any use, but like, just can we work out what the heck he might have been given to cause him to do a
Well,
monstrosity?
the bottle's still on the ground.
Oh,
Over
I thought
by,
it smashed.
no, he threw it to the ground, but it hit the wooden sort of platform.
Ah.
Yeah.
So I actually rolled a d6 to see, and it didn't show.
okay. In that case,
So-
I would like to go to bottle and see if there's a list of ingredients or similar written on it.
Nutrition facts.
Yeah.
Are you proficient
300
in alchemy supplies?
No.
That's
I
okay.
am.
Maybe.
Oh my
No.
god. Clay's like, give it.
Well, I was specifically going to look through all of their pockets, including the one that Reki already looked at, specifically looking
Oh.
for the smart stone.
Ah, good thinking, Batman.
Yeah.
Because we were told an alley, weren't we? So
Yeah.
good thinking. It's not just a pissing alley; it could also be a ping alley.
Give me an investigation check.
Sure. Trelawney, I think your mic's gone a bit weird for some reason.
Crackly.
Oh, has it? Oh. Give me one.
It's not too bad, but it sounds a bit like it's not picking
A little
up good.
muffled.
Yeah, check your connectors. No, we
Nope.
can't hear you at all.
Can't
No,
hear
you're
you at all
muted.
now.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, there
Hello.
you go.
Ooh.
You're very.
Hey,
Is that better?
Can you
Now
turn
you're
yourself
quiet.
very quiet.
Is that better?
up? Still quiet.
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Okay. Goodness. Any better?
That's worse.
About that?
Technical troubles.
Still real quiet.
Ah!
Is that a different mic? Or
Maybe. Give me a moment. Maybe.
Dungeons and
Chat, get your text moojis out.
Dungeons and Daves. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you stopped singing as soon as I started.
No, can't hear you.
Well, you're muted now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're muted on Discord now. Oh, that's
Okay.
intentional.
If it's not an easy fix, we can live with how it was. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Andy's little dance there. Great. The girl from Ipanema, yeah, that's what we were humming.
Oh, here's a thing I learnt that I always forget, but always intrigues me. You
Yes.
know the knocking pattern? Yeah,
Shaving a haircut. Yeah.
it has a name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
I
not know
didn't
that?
know that. Like, what?
I feel like that's
Two
more of an
bits.
American thing. I feel like Americans know that more
Is
than
it
we
not
do.
originally from an advert? I learned,
Probably.
or something. It's some sort of advertising. That's how it got that.
I think nobody like really knows where it came from.
Oh,
Sounds like a Cockney jingle. From like
Shaving a haircut. 2 bits.
I thought it was an American
Do you guys have
thing.
bits as a unit of currency? Because I know that was an American
Bob.
thing.
Two bob.
No.
Yeah, it could be 2 bob. Yeah.
6 bits is $1. Was.
It
Oh.
was still muted on Discord, by the way, Trelawney.
Oh yeah, shave and haircut, 2
I just
bits.
saw you talking.
Huh. Yeah, shaving a haircut, and the associated response 2 bits is a 7-note musical call and response couplet, riff or fanfare. Popularized.
Fanfare!
That's what it says. Popularized at the end of a musical. Oh, popularized at the end of a musical performance for comedy effect.
Yeah, like a Cockney.
Yeah,
Cockney,
2 bits is a term in the US and Canada for 25 cents or a quarter. 4 bits or 6 bits are also occasionally used. For example, the cheer,
No, he's still
2 bits,
wrong.
4 bits, 6 bits, $1. The final words may also be "get lost" or "drop dead" if you're in Australia.
Thanks, Australia.
In the
Classy as
UK, it was
always.
often said as 5 bob, which was slang for 5 shillings. Although words are now very rarely used to accompany the rhythm of the tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The earliest recorded occurrence of the tune is from 1899 in a minstrel song. Oh, the same notes form the bridge of Hot Scotch Rag, which was written by a H.A. Fischler in 1911.
Hello?
There you go.
Hey!
Hey, is that better? Is that back
That's-
to normal?
Much better.
Superb and good and better. Yes, there we go.
Cool. I had Cindy's assistance.
Oh,
It's her
right.
setting.
Oh. Cindy.
Oh, thank
So-
you, Cindy.
Thanks, Cindy.
Feel better.
Everyone said thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So, yes, in the aftermath of your scrap, so you were going to look for the bottle and have a look,
Yes,
see what you
please.
can find out about it.
I got a
Cool.
10 on investigation for pockets, looking for the stone.
Okay. You do not find the smart stone anywhere on these people. That the DC would have been low enough that you can tell that they just don't have it.
Sure.
But yes. Yeah, that's cool. And then with the bottle,
Yes.
did you roll an investigation check for me?
No, because your mic
Please?
went funky and I
Oh
didn't know
yes,
what
of
to do,
course.
so-
Sorry.
And
Yes.
I might sneeze, so if I do, sorry.
Mhm.
I think I don't know if it's in my nose. That's not a very good roll. 9 plus 5 is 14?
14. That's all right. Yeah. So you don't know exactly what it is, but you do know that the liquid was a kind of swirling, blackish, dark green, not too dissimilar to the color of the smog that's
Yes.
floating around the city.
May I comment, it's almost as if they bottled some of the swirling smog.
You may. That is.
And I will
an astute
take the
observation.
bottle to Clay and just hold it out to see if he wants it.
Yeah.
Sure, I would take the bottle. I mean, I've got alchemist supplies. I might as well use them to see if I can
Do
determine
you
anything more.
Do you want to take a short rest somewhere around here, spend some hit die, and then spend that hour analyzing the bottle with your supplies?
Sure.
I could do with some dice rolling, I think.
So
So I take the bottle and I guess just start kicking in some doors to see if there's a good space
yeah,
inside.
funnily you should say that. Just over.
Hey, new map!
Is a
Oh,
version of the same map with
Oh,
interiors.
that's really
Nice.
cool. Holy crap.
Sweet.
So if you want to move your things over, you can.
Yeah. Also, Reki, as soon as Reeve has mentioned about the bottle and stuff, Reki will have very quickly rejoined the party.
Nice. Cool.
As well, actually, now I've handed off the bottle, can I have a look in this alley where we saw the dried blood before? Or
You
rather,
can
me
indeed.
instead did.
Yes,
Whilst
you
he's
can
kicking
indeed.
indoors.
Yeah, so over here,
Yeah.
you do in fact see what appears to be signs of a scuffle.
Okay.
The appears to be from quite a while ago, seeing as the blood on the floor is dried.
Mm-hmm.
There does appear to be. Give me 1 second. There does appear to be. Oh, sorry. There we go.
Oh, hello.
Oh, nice. Blood splatter.
Yeah.
If it moves.
So
It's my kind
there
of blood.
does appear to be a trail leading further into this complex. And there are signs of like barrels are broken and crates are broken and stuff like that. Could you roll a d6 for me, please?
I could indeed, and I will. That is a 2!
Okay. No worries at all.
Okie dokie.
Right. Does everyone want to roll to regain some hit dice? To use roll hit dice.
Please.
Yeah.
So,
I guess to just find somewhere nice indoors.
yeah,
this
just
big
you can
one,
like break a
the
window of
tavern
one of
or
these like
something.
nearby.
Horses.
Yeah, you can just.
I guess the
you can just
horses
break
aren't there.
No, but
and
yeah,
if
you could break a window of like one of these interiors and like get in or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do I see Reeve with the blood at all while I'm going around?
Depends. Where are you? If you're by there, then yes.
I'm just kind of
potentially.
going around checking a bunch of houses, see there's going to be nothing else jumping us, and just
Sure.
finding somewhere quiet.
Yeah. Apart from those few thugs, this place seems largely deserted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you want to pick an interior, and then you guys can like kind of camp out there, I guess, for your
Big
short
one.
rest.
There's one.
Sure.
There's a tavern or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you walk in, the doors are kind of they're not locked. They're kind of like loosely sort of flailing open as you can easily push them. And this is a very run down. It looks like it would have been an old tavern, but there's no sign anymore, and you can't see what the name would have been. But this definitely looks like where these thugs were hanging out just before they were out in the square.
Can I bring your attention to the fur rugs on the floor? One of them may be an owl bear?
Oh.
It's got a
Potentially.
beak.
Now, bear.
It's got a beak.
Yeah, but the rug is in terrible condition. There are patches in it, and there are like some of the fur is like matted down with like miscellaneous like substances that have been there for far too long.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Right.
it's not a nice place to be, but it's secure for now.
As well as rolling some hit dice, I would like to, given this was clearly at some point an establishment that did service humans and animals, I would like to search for rations, because I am aware that beings usually require those.
Yeah, for sure. You can have a look. Behind the bar is where you presume the kitchen would be. So you can definitely have a look around there.
Oh, this looks like a kitchen.
Yeah, and you do notice that there are some provisions here. There's probably 2 days worth of rations in this kitchen, but it's not very nice rations. It's edible, but it's not nice. It's like stale bread and like on the turn carrots and things like that.
Where's
It's
that
like-
when you need him?
I know, right?
I'll put them on like a breadboard or something I can carry, and like just bring them out and present them,
Or
and
the
be
service
like,
pot.
if you require sustenance, there is some on the bar.
Nice.
And then if people want it, they can. If not, then
Does it look like there's anywhere in particular where these thugs may have been like stashing their stuff, either from like raids or?
Feel free to look around. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to look around. Maybe go upstairs if there's an upstairs, and I just have a look around,
I
see if I
say-
can find anything.
Sure.
I see what
there
looks
is
like a
upstairs.
bedroom over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
So
like-
there is an
Oh, yeah.
upstairs, but it's back
Yeah.
on the other map.
Oh,
Yeah, I did
is
see
it,
that
is
one
it an
of the-
outside upstairs? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's just the cross section is
Yeah. I guess and I'll go upstairs and I'll have a look through as many bedrooms as I can find, see if I can find any
Mhm.
anything interesting.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Hmm. That is a 14.
Cool. Yeah, so rummaging through some of the bedrooms as you go, you definitely find some of the kind of beds where these thugs were making their barracks.
Mhm.
And you find some of their gold. So you find 3 pouches, and between them they have like maybe 8 gold pieces in them.
Okay.
Aside from that, there's not really much of use around and about. At least not in the rooms.
Okay.
So, but yeah, just a little bit of gold. Nice.
I guess I keep it.
Sweet.
No one else needs to know I found it.
True.
How does hit dice work? Can someone remind me? I've only had to do it
Yes.
once.
So you expend any number of hit dice that you have, and you regain hit points equal to the number you roll on them plus your con mod, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have 3, but I would only regain. Do you regain all hit dice after a long rest?
After long rest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
I have
half.
3 to spend, I'm probably as well saving 1 in reserve and just rolling 2 for now and seeing how.
Sure.
Good.
Oh, that's good. Just 2 7s.
Sweet.
Plus my
Two-
con.
2 1s and then a 10. Jolly good. That's max.
14, so 16. That's
And I
pretty
can
not
get
bad.
my Blood Maledict and my spell slot back.
Nice.
I hardly lost any health.
Oh, damn! That was my full thingy.
Hey, nice.
Two 7s
Yeah.
plus 2 is the right number.
Hey.
That's
Yeah,
it.
nice.
Nailed it.
Very nice.
Good job, dice. I
If
like
we're
you.
taking if we're taking a short rest over the hour, the bloody ice on my sword melts off.
Amazing.
Is it like dripping on the floor?
Yeah.
Leaving a
lovely.
mess on one of the rugs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Dave, would you like to give me a roll for your
Yeah.
potion stuff?
Alchemist supplies proficiency, and then what do you want? Intelligence.
Yeah, I'd say intelligence.
Okay. 14.
Yeah, you can definitely surmise. Well, you can't figure out the exact breakdown of the ingredients. You've got a pretty good idea that alcohol was used as a base, not too dissimilar from a health potion. In fact, you surmise this may have once been a health potion and has been crudely sort of corrupted.
Okay.
And you can tell from the color of the sort of like gooey ichor that remains inside the bottle that Quake caps were probably involved in this as well. Aside from that, you can't really glean much. But if you gave the bottle back to the Academy, they would probably find this a valuable sample.
Sure.
There's no lid on it anymore, though, is there?
No, there's not. But you do have you
I
have
used the help.
consumed stuff.
I used the
Yeah.
healing potion, so I'll transfer
Yeah.
the stopper.
Yeah.
Quick caps
Amazing.
plus healing potion equals monster potion? Question mark.
It did also give him more health, didn't it? So, like, healing monster?
Yeah, so that firebolt that you did, Bloomers, stopped it from regenerating health.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
So
Elliot,
even though the
fire.
damage wasn't huge, you
Yeah.
probably
Stopped it from...
expedited the fight by a few rounds.
Yeah. So even
So,
though it ended
good
up
job.
being a lot lower than I potentially could have done with the sneak attack dagger, it was the...
Mhm.
My circuitry
Yeah.
was correct.
Yeah, it's good.
Burn it with fire.
Right, nice. So long rest passes. Is there anything anyone else wants to do
Long rest?
during this hour? Short rest. Sorry, short rest passes. Yeah, short rest passes. Yeah. Is there anything anyone else would like to do during this time?
Is there a basement?
Not that I have a map for. So no.
Okay.
During this hour, like as I've come back downstairs, I'm gonna just be sitting in a corner, watching Clay with, as they say, the eyes of a hawk.
Amazing.
as he examines the potion.
Were
Sid
you
is
downstairs?
also-
Sorry.
Sid is also watching this with great fascination and very clearly biting back questions at every point in the process. He's very
Aw.
curious. Yeah.
Amazing. Right. So if that's the short rest, we are about to hit 4 hours on the stream time. So what would you like to do? Because the next step is going to be investigating the alleyway, which will take you on to the next step of the investigation of what you're doing. So
Seems like
it's-
a nice
this
place
may-
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe a
Keep for that.
convenient place to stop.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks everyone. That was
Nice.
really fun.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
I had a great time.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
Tabby.
DMing on stream is much different to DMing in person and like off stream. I understand this now, but it's really good. I love it. That's so fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lordy.
So yeah,
Thank you very much, everyone.
we're doing Back to Dungeons next Sunday, and then I guess it depends on.
Next Sunday, or was it the 21st?
It might have been the 21st. Whatever I said in Discord, I'll let everyone know.
21st, because
I believe it was the 21st.
Sure.
That sounds right.
Well, yeah, I guess it'll. Would I guess? I mean, if you've got everything prepared, Trelawney, we'll just do one and then one. Keep switching back, and as often as we're free.
Yeah.
I've got if we're going at this sort of pace, I've probably got another 2 or 3 sessions worth of stuff planned of stuff that I've got right now.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
That's always what happens with me. It's like I've got to. It's like there's so much to plan. I've got to get ready for the next session, and then what I
don't do
think I
anything
planned
for
for that
months.
session
Eight
lasts 3 or 4 sessions. So it's just like, I don't have to plan anything else for a while.
yeah. So I was rolling to see if you would get this encounter, and you did. So I was really
Nice.
I was really glad I got to show off one of the new potions that have been added in. So that's gonna be really interesting. Yeah,
Fabulous.
rather cool.
Well, thank you very much, Trelawney. Thank you, players.
Yes, thank you for having me. Great.
Thank you, viewers, for
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
And we'll be back at some point with episode 2 of the Quake of Kaerlon.
Oh, I should hold up my little art. It's not very good.
Oh, yeah,
but,
Oh yeah, you're
Nice.
my like high
Excellent
school
logo.
binder art.
Nice.
I never did when I was actually at high school. You know, late bloomer. And all that. I've only just graduated to high school. Older art.
Cool. Well,
Amazing.
let's see if there's anybody to raid.
Come on and read.
Oh,
Sounds like-
Beardley's on, and he's doing a game that me and Sam were questioning whether to play.
Oh.
So we
nice.
are the First Descent, a new free-to-play shooty RPG thing.
Oh.
Might be good, might not. So we'll see how Beardley does.
Because watch someone else and
Yeah,
ascertain.
great.
Very nice.
Fab. Well,
Super-duper.
thanks everybody. Trelawney,
Yes.
what's your sign-off line?
My sign-off line is this is my sign-off line.
Hey!
Goodbye,
Nice.
everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
Nice. Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.